akwaba ena mema wache enso ede wo ba na wotwe foforo a ye hyase na kese ene na ene eyo bene me boso me no dai to so edu enso sabre Anopa Bosuo dwumadie sonko ena ya afianko matena medwomo a me de ebro fiti sabre kopim se nondu ebebode kam ho wa bra ye di Ghana ho enkomo na no pay Chris Darko ba be kam ho na ye di apomodin ho nsem enso abro na wotwi apomodin entene kwa hodo a wona wo efa so anama wa wona wo A2 serebe ya wa hoodin ebekọ enkan akọ nemu eno achi no mesin konya na ye de bokrata hodo aba apaso emonsem enso atumi e de abrel de bokrata hodo achi no na men chade a mebia amatofo na tumo na wonso ensema hodo bi a ye de ehonsem eba no watumi ache wadwene imene mpanifo esin konya wopania wono ena wakasa e de masoye a wono ena wo mohwe homa sua eso ye owura pokrapa ba be kame ho sanso ena owura Anis Hafa wono woye educationist enso ba be kame ho ena afin lan kwantena Madina District Assembly and as Municipal Assembly Director of Education enso ba be kame ho ne ye hwe ye koye nkrasi ya homa sua won sam krati say ya na challenges ben wo mu femu mekan crash bi ase kra computer ngola yin bi da es wo mo ne o mfefo a etin kra kuma se takra de ne nkra kasimu na ebetra nkra tachi e da tro ensohwe ye hwe rural education and its challenges the way forward come home fiti sabre kopim se nondu bebo wa bra mede Anopa Bosuo dwumadie ebrew ewo ATV so edina meje so ene na ya ofianko metwa me ho sima be ba komienu entem me ba me ne Chris Darko en yesin konwa na ye de apomoden tene ho nsem enso aba wakwemu
Amafani yandache amafani omai eni daso ne senti ATV ade womaso dwumadi ebramo fridwoda kosi fiada enwumre no num ne fa kosi no nsia dwumadi yi ene mofra enimde enwoma wosua ewo skumu nyina wo bekire bi ewo sa adesua yi mu kayo eyadwada kosi fiada enwumre bi a no num ne fa ekosi no nsia amafra nimde wo ATV so Broadcasting Limited yaba magana fo nyina ya de Ghana kasa nkoa ene di ndwuma yemfidie nyina so aya abefo kwan papa so nana ya ofranko di Anopa Bosuo ebremu droda kosi fiada free Anopa no nsia ekosi nondu Asemi the council or the Bremo area. Afi kosi jampanso e de kanewu abramo memenda bia Anopa no nkunu kosi prem to prem. Kasebomu adwo de kumwa akwa ene bafo oredu amo ede nsam a ekoso ewo man ene wiase afa na nyina so bebramo afi ene didie soko hima soko ure edo bekokura ene jewom ene je krom blada enumre na so ene fa ekosi enumre na wotwe ene fa juada ukwada ene memenda ayimpo akwa ede agudie mu nsam ebebramo apamudina dusua mmofra nimdie sikasam Ghana sini ahodo enwuma anwum papa wunya no babia gise ATV so
akwaba ena mewo ede ma wo sabre yesinkonwa na apomodin tene dwumadi ene yede ebo akwemu Chris Dako ene ne dini na waba obeka me ho na no pe ya kese ye de dwuma Chris akwaba bibia kama ubodi ya wase de yi na no pe ya odi be hunu mo hai
o sa na tare ne tie
so ubodi ne ti se me body ya nka won hye Ntino sana tade netie na wotwi bibia ka wade na wotwi die na wode FM
megusiom se be se na Bosuo ba kon ne kakrini ne ni adofo no ne ahwefo no ehye o request ehye stomach no yefun so ne kwan be fa so a beba from ama yeso yenya yeso ne ho de ese na bibia kan no high even we fun kra eso atimi ma wo akomayare any ade bibi because wo humi kra wo humi a insisu yi any ade because of nduane bi ni ade yi ntini efunu de emu hinya papa se wo se so tema ntino me sha ase afi bibi na obeda ho but this week no me sha ase me wie wo bibi a obeda na fi odi wachi ebeto no ma ba yenim specifically would da hoso kwan be fa so no so be ya would be den ebenya wo stomach en so be ya kama ntino be koso ana matwa so e wo stomach no so na no ewie a enche ebe wie na ya hye ade foforo ase because exercise dey any kwan say we are the precursor for very long time sometimes become very boring so we try as much we can to have varieties of exercise any idea and we are going to give it to you on this channel be piano e be bro we fidie you so nti amon for ni adafo no but
for the past weeks now only routine yede stomach exercise routine which we have bobo routines I would do the after
which me boni na stomach shas no me can say e obi o ha oso obi o ha onso obi also obi be kana chengelenge no obi ani ekwan obefa so be ne die me da ho ma me ye ofre big crunches if we be a kind of say if we be a kind of say different type of stomach exercise me demonstrating in na obi wa na ontumi nsori a fully no a kwan kakra obe sorry a obe be yo wa bra woda flat na e ma lower back head en osisi me ka lower back me ka na osisi ye be ya head enye wo ya e kwan ya obe fa so obe obetumi di aye me kire ni nyina mu wo nso obi ya wa honde kakra so a you can stay for the heat no so wo di obetumi e di aye e fe bi scissors bibi ni nyina me kire ni nyina mu emre ni emre e di su nyina me kire ni nyina mu a e kon be fa so obe ye ni yie a obenya osone e kan say wo yefu amfan say ese efataw
enti mayen share benefit a exercise e di amaye
exercise benefits I dey am dey am say bebre exercise no e bi ni say yempomudi ho nsem we do me member general aspect of the exercise no omo ne ashase na ache no omo hu say senior first no omo tie na yasa na omo da so atibio omo so dey ati omo combine exercise ni omo dua ne die mu a the result is very great and is achievable. The only person will be a benefit in the business say obi a na koma ne moja can say moja brosubino ebetimi high stable ni sugar ni sichire me kan sugar level no a ebetimi aze ebie wosra ebetimi aba from senior osi ehome ni nyina ebetimi aden improve ne home kan say ni bread control say na bro ni be ka no ebi onante kakra ekọ ha eni be say sema kakra bi abon so na even our first steps kra wo the fear na ne officer na aye problem onante kakra chi say we de ogina ho obi ho wo do mpemu yare bi as you fra broni bibi yare bi ti say osteoporosis we ka do mpemu yare ni ade obi ona ne honam na kwa no enchere won se na mu ewewe no na se bi eye ne ya bibi sa no normally ne ma mo munyi ekoso no mo suffer from that yare no ni nyina no exercise to me boa ma we dey improve on your health nti say infaso ne de me America the yen sorry and emfi ha nti my main for also I can say you always look young when you crap no be who say be there when you this some of the secret exercise to me the year mom for be bread and him about it
enti yes I challenges there na obi a wa show be bosome ene na watchi wusu se wo be fam se be obi wa oyi na or fasa challenges no se be ono anka se mo se normal challenges me fam
good challenges ni bi ni say obenya oyaw which is normal but oyaw ni it depend into na de bia me den me kire mo say e bia na oyaw na wo femu no abnormal and sese eba into na me dika me siso aka say hwe me yie me to me bo akire say wo ye a me tumi kura ka say if ya de me yie wo ye obenya ohaw we ampa so ye obenya but me tumi sa aka say nti ye ne se ne me ye no ye a wonya ohaw bia ohaw no bi ni say e bia stomach exercise e bia ya da hwa ye wan ye ne yie a wo sisi ebetumi aye wo ya enye stomach exercise ni nya na wo so bibiara eye bi wo biara ne obeden obetumi aye ebia making ahwefo no adofo no be di dance be pre ya dia is clear wontumi nka se bia wo di si ampa so wo ya obenya wo ya no me ka se ye we na wonya wo ya na ampa wonya wo ya no obi so no ni say but during the exercise no wo ye ni year during the exercise no obenya atenkan se bia ma bre na se bia me yifu no se na bi mu afrefo me nim se wo the line betumu a afrefo no e ka no se bia me yifu eya me ya o during the exercise no obenya within 2-3 days won't oya on biu but when you stop and come back a be about say 2 weeks later you still go back to the same pain and upon a better worse a chance near a bia previously na bia wo ye no and the ones are we don wash him adopt sa we no na koswa na to aso na ye mananye part of you say na aduane e de bia part of ye ndidi ye ntumi ntano de wonya kra no nya mrebe 3 days we dey kra no 20 minutes of your time just dedicate and do exercise. These are some of the challenges or can I say be facing, but aside as there's no any challenges. Normally your mom challenges say Zebia and Reno, maybe a mint family, and is their own personal challenges. but exercise challenges in there. I mean, the benefits, you know, is more greater than the I can say benefit. In fast one a dose a chain, yeah. In fact, say can say
what Bobby Biso say. Oh yes, I say a continuous process and as a routine. You know, a dear new man is a way, and a dear new man is a way.
And near ma, I was say way, and then say, first, in France, say be a me baby, you know how they be a Mrs. Cassabia, and near my way, you will say be a business be a floor, challenge be so I be now. A film or down a crown and yes, tea, but I say be a one damn matter, so maybe a carpet, so it be a film crash and a car. It be a movement, a bit me element movement. In your many because of say a film year day into no over finding more pain because with China Casana air when I'm any question when I'm China we are into a pet floor mat, only floor mat to be a carpet, be so or crap, and I say be a cartel say and I am record crap. It's normal, but so pass a be a quattro say be a floor, it's not advisable. Which mean your body pain, back ache. Which mean and always get mat be near can say be a catena, a friend mat, that's no. And young more challenges and ones over family no. A be most or a be so send your best attending, and I'll be sorry, one year. Human being, nipa dumping you about almost 600, 500 and something muscles. By any in an fancy use to intino, we even overshare one and two crap on us be a while. Once Osi Aji, no, Unipudi baby crack or quantity human part, because it's very, very delicate. One canoe. Imagine if you move body ni baby, we move in here, a bit me have been say house and I say, touch my fat. It will be very difficult for you to go come out from that pain. A bad thing, say, wait to me at all. Into always making sure, into now, the BM maker say, you know, you do exercise. Don't just do any exercise on your own. Let's say you've been doing it for a very long time. One kwano, on your own. Just go for your normal walk. And a wow, dance, Beko fa, a be because me who book be, me who be a man be binting babies, yenny, 1 year. A bit to me how be breed. I say, how be breed swa, can say, Unipidiano, a touchy ma, a bed check answer, or come back to your normal way. Into the papa so be an obey over share a quine or fast obey exercise. Into the blow if you say, would you want to be Japan or be a woman, dear, obey me a chair of quine or fast or better it won't pull money a day, but so you'll be a way I mean, as expert. Why, yeah, it is a crown, obey to me a day. Emi winnie now one case why you also win it, but always be careful and lead and I say be a follow the procedure, follow the expert.
Na me bisa say DNS away DNS away say me yes to mark exercise ma sha ase no niam ben say me ye as me from Anopa kwesi awia no ma ye awie no
okay, yes, I feel a matter question na say why you say be untumi nye wa also person future untumi nye stomach exercise wie na na pa wono me ayewie uko do breakfast and fufu ni si weni mi enye possible what you say do me nka say adopt system be one say one kasa woni mu body ni pedua person woye e bia na fan say we about 60 a kilogram o person o cut about 5 kg, that is 5 kilogram. I say be about 12 pounds. 5 kg is about 12 pounds. Fan say person wo twa so sa fan person wo twa so sa wo ye wie ye no the way e bia ubetimi di wo normal nka say bia wo kire ho normal 3 meals a day no, but any kind say would e be anwa aduane be heavy food be as and aduane e di ba na woji e di ba na je wo na wonim ni pa ni pedi opese wonya I mean what size a opese wonya person cut up to way, so adopt that system of self discipline but me cut with aduane kakra and I say be sweet, you just have to do away with it totally. Sugar aduane and excessive drinking Ebia and Sanom is exercise it's a discipline on itself. Very, very one to me and yasa or Shana when she's one and found one. We are in a fine. Over to me, one thing I assure public say once or we be a we exercise and quantity one pomo demons and maybe our command our heart rate near dinner. It will improve better. But to lose weight drastically say be a say na me pen no. It's very difficult to achieve if you don't combine the diet together. no credit back open.
It's all show again.
Show would you and a into me exercise Anopa. Now on temple phone fence with him. Now win the bread, making bread deal or cup of Bosuo and the same qua Utokuka car and no. When you know cocoa beer and maybe a tea bag beer and a pay beer. When your brown sugar beer, would you gum? Why sugar? Normal is not good. Which is when your brown sugar beer, now brown bread beer. Yes, about 1 slice and I say 2 slices of brown bread. You go, ready. Okay, and no one just say be a comedy or commoco, there be funny in a combine no. No, dear she, only 3 months. You just combine that and you went so one person was swatted. Ubi ohana se but oben say side foods normally e be a man na nchen mu no ni ebubu ataso even though during the exercise no and American and nyema was wo ye e bi no on concentrate totally on your stomach and nko say e be a way na me pese be me stomach is and me better how say e be always me say because you pese you achieve a result in interment no we combine the science and you bruni be friend be say or blix I am yemfe no come because any yefunu na it's like it's together a journey. So once you are concentrating on your stomach and the issue, the lower abdominal and the upper, no, and in the middle, no, you concentrate also on the side. That's the side force, no. What the other count is achieved, but the result is very quick. In the year, on over video, let me see a house can me explaining. You won't get it anywhere. Not at all. Yes.
It's not just a connection here by your room.
There be many of them, Mancasa and ya committee. A mamma for ever man, me say you can have your 3 meals square a day normally breakfast, lunch, and supper. Fine. Okay, what about so be your or did 2 times a day? 2 times, maybe you didn't we can say maybe a breakfast, but it's good to say breakfast, it's very good. Mancasa me kochi who come. Breakfast is very good. Don't escape your breakfast. I need do breakfast normal. Or lunch, you can go for. I mean, as any food be out pay or lunch. Did the heavy at lunch by 1 or 2 now we do lunch. You're okay. Oh, koda, masa. But it can take you to the following morning. But me, I say be your cock or dana say be your commodore. Just have a tea bag and be your light soup be one no. But yes, say be your cocoa fee and a joke. But say 10 o'clock then year. I can accuse men mediana when you never be see when you've been queen said and the say, oh, how Pomoday, and it's on the other day, and queen yem how Mancase yen chiracum, they be done, which made you normal 3 meals go up, twice food a day, lunch, a breakfast, and lunch. Fine, and more fruit. Fine, okay, dialysis as you say, beer, when do lunch or be a bed you know. Okay, if you go there, you can eat a lot of fruit, which is a lot of fruit. Pineapple, I mean, because I could be cotton fruit jokes, be your additive, and I say beer, preserved fruit, beer, juice, beer, but natural fruit, marketer, when you be a washing will come out, dear. One casabos or nipper, even as I say beer, what was your phone so to Ancasa, was skin and Casanepi, nipid, and Ancasana. I come. Uni krobi hu se wonyi
na mimbi so se wo se size na se na wo se oyefu no akofem a se ujai edru ba bia se wo se dem hu se ye se ujai na
de e won kwan nyina e wo se wo di hye wo se wo se meye enti na me din kan si su se wo de wanya mre kra wo de mi pamo chew hwa wo de bia wo de let's forget okay, let's forget about the stomach exercise. But let's Ghanaians, let's adopt the system of exercise, a discipline. Say between look at the rate. I mean, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, air coso. It's all because of a lack of exercise. Not in near because most of your is polluted. And I be acquire wind and natural food needs to be a one village pass a young going to refresh and be a young sa. In the Nina contributing your rank and kitchen mind. It is a exercise now. And Chenny and Yanchana, I mean, at the area of Abajami so. We say, na nkwanche de say men ko boy duane bi insani de nkwanche duane ya say fast so me he me boy duane bi obi enura na bi odi angwa say task we ni enye meat say ya we ani enye into one for exercise and come on, would ye yen jais and percent yes as number so but one thing a year obvious benefit of being in the once I was exercising the say I just nyame account ho dia woni hospital kokra na be den yes
enti ye bre na aso ne ye pagye mu e de afutuo na wo de ma ye ne a ye tie wo zabre
afutuo me wo de ma etiefo ne se obia mbɔ modern say obenyamre ama ne ho because yenkwa ho ye wo say ehia ye once ye tiase a nyame nko yenkwa de yenim ne ye kan say wo eda yenim nti obia mbɔ modern so benyamre kakra na de atete nimpo mu anapa biara wo de just wonya emre po anapa de obia obetimi ejumi no bakase bia makɔ ejumi mpon ye nti no mintimi ye den embedu fi ntem yes but anapa de obia betimi just bia ma enane nya wode wo set alarm wo soro wo obi o soro be say bia 5 o'clock na so ko ejuma soro be say bia 4:30 minutes SSC you want get prepared and menu do so I'm tune at the station to ATV time when 5:30 when yen I mean bibi biara ye wo exercise no nim die no yeso ye ne public no be che
Chris na se na me de ma wona so wa hye me bo menka bio na aha na me ne Chris ye de AC Chris da ko eba wo kasafo ne so adwoada erikopem fiada Anopa nonum ne fa pepepe na hye wa hye ne exercise ase a wudi na chi ebebo papa apeso ye fo so to peso nya hodene da be na wode apemfo de no ba
me de papa say na maybe me de kakrim be twi ma but now wasn't enough but ye were the main tool bia and the nyame tool equipment bia and yes equipment bia wo kwakoto bia fidie bia no bia betimi nya bi amon mo hu sa ball no ye friend swift ball and I say fitness ball edim bi sa these are the two names and I say betimi dey afreno obia mpebi nya bi wonya bia amen mechire mo kwan e fa so obia wonyam bia no betimi dey exercise because our pemfo no yes I was say omoye exercise I was say omoye exercise mo mpom de won se mo hia papa once we call hospital now doctor clear we say complication bi na say bia won hun touch ma yare bi ni won or clear say go ahead then you can exercise from 3 months going over to me exercise who hia papa the sebe kwa wo so you can get deliver failure onya face difficulties bi ante ye to niama enche me de bebro mo fidie we so nto bia enhwe so far as our fitness is concerned every two bia ye dey exercise bia no make chechiri mo nti no ATV bring the fitness close to your doorsteps. That's the main reason why Van said then ye wo efidie we so
Chris Dako ene wa beka no me ko na masaba me ba ye sinkonya na da obokata wodo aba paso ene emu nko motwetwa wodo no me de ebebo akoyam
Emma friendly and dachi, Emma friendly or my any daso. Nesenti ATV at the woman's Jumadi Ebramo. Free Jordan Cosi Fiada, and you may no numne Fakosino Sia. Jumadi any more fra any dear. And your man was here, I was schooming in our betcha be a was at the Suemu. Kayo, a Yadrada Cosi Fiada, and you may be a no numne fa ecosino Sia. And my friend dear with ATV so.
Caballero, y dice así.
The beginners, the instructors, the intermediaries. Whichever group you belong to, it's salsa time. Come join us release stress through steps that goes with rhythms. It's Salsa Extra every Wednesday at the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Salsa Extra. Come dance with me.
If they're going to get a goal, they're going to have to get it in the next 20 seconds. And Montari goes for goal! Rockers! Oh! That has got to be one of the best! Donovan has it! From home, there is glory!
Broadcasting Limited yaba magana fo nyina ya de Ghana kasa nko a ene di ndwuma yemfidie nyina so aya abefo kwan papa so nana ya ofranko di Anopa Bosuo ebremu dwoda kosi fiada free Anopa no nsia ekosi nondu Asemi the council or the Bremo area. Afi kosi jampan so e de kanewu abramo meminda bia Anopa na okunu kosi prem to prem. Kasebomu ajo de kumwa akwa ene bafo oredu amu ede nsam a ekoso ewo man ene wiase afa na nyina so bebramo afi ene didie soko hima soko ure edo be kokura ene jewom ene je krom blada enwumre na so ene fa ekosi enwumre na wotwe ene fa juada ukwada ene meminda ayimpo akwa ede agudie mu nsam ebebramo apamudina disua mmofra nimdie sikasam Ghana sinya hodo enwuma nwum papa wunya no babia gise ATV so
akwaba ena me wo ede ma wo sabre yesin konya na yede de obokrata wodo a aba apaso nsama wodo apie mu na ye bedi be mu nkomo na ne huhia se etu ana mo company fo no ma yechire mu no ye beko na wo mo ede enchire mu enso ede ama sabre bafo oredu amo na oyesemufo ewo ATV fi ha se ye wabeka me ho ayede de obokrata mu nsem so ebro bafo akwaba ya bibia kama wayi no wakwaba mate ne the obokrata ye de esase the Daily Guide was say Ghana's favorite newspaper na Daily Guide e de abase Muhammad damns 3 wise men prayers not solution Otabel prayers not solution and I think cow floats at La Beach Daily Guide enso nsemo ene Joada Anopa wode ebaye enso enie na oredu yehwe prayers not solution Dr. Mensa Otabel of the International Central Gospel Church ena wode atudwa se Ghana e kase ye bompa de ama economy no pedify anye o masede a enyi
and ende before no so nokure the okane de mpaibo de Nyankopon ho me nyina na nema bi ho no ma se nipa wo ye Nyankopon pese oba bibia ama nipa anka o ma yen sa ma yen nan e ma ya dwene e ma yen ano anka se ne me Nyankopon fe ma yen Nyankopon epese yanka se ye de ho na yetumi ye nema bi na ye de show no na nmunyam ntina o ma ya se nema wo nyina ti so ma no mo ayedin o bobra na bra no nkoyi a anase bibia eye yi ne nyina na abaka se Nyankopon ba mu eye nanso niema kitikiti bi ho no ma se wo nipa na nkrankrɛ no anase o man no udi esi ho no eye da bia na meka se yemfa ye nto aman bi ewo wiase especially oman bi ti se Japan China se so mudi enimi wokɔ ho no economy mu ani eyi bia China man Japan se oman no omo first religion enye Christianity so etinu ya adan na yen Africa yese Christosum edi enim Nyankopon na ebibia ma adasa no
adan so eno so nkyese wo mo nyi nyame endi
omo di nyame di na mo kwan a omo fa so di nyame di na niema bi wo ho no ma wo ankrankre no enye mpaibo na be solve that problem no mpaibo de eye Nyankopon honhum di enim a eye na mo no bibi wo ho no mo yemfa no se people here da hai na se me ka se me bompaye me pese mpeja paper no kokoto ha na me bompaye mfie du na me bompaye a Nyankopon ba ma kwankyere se me mfa me nsa me mfa paper no me mompaye se no me peja paper no nko so nti niema bi wo ho no ma sese yeye corruption no na ade e koso ene niema bi sese omaye ya yenye se niema ni nyina no denti na se ye ni tu Nyankopon se Nyankopon mehwe bra oman ni sika wo afade ya se obotum na Nyankopon abe o wa ya ade no Nyankopon bo aba so enye yie sa si yankoso am ye ni yanko school sem ho ni yansisi school antoto tu niema yi ama mofra nya kwa yanko school na omadwene mu amue amaboa ama yantumi antoto omanu mu nsem yi a ebede ne ye bekoso bompa ya ama ayeyi
na no na wo hwemu kra Daily Guide infoni a wode baaye mampani mahama ko secondary na anu yen na sofo mpanifo atwahia no ho a wo mu de wo mo se gu so wo mu bompa ya de amansa
enu de ye empire no de ye so bekoso abompa ya ma friend is mampani ye nyina ye bompa ya ma no say ebe ya obekoso atena se no ye dwuma o man bia hia okandifo nti bra odi anim no ye ohia ya mpaibo ohia ye nsira na mom no sa ne ma ni nyina ye kɔ no so no so mo ma ne wire mfi se Ghana fo bompa ma me na se me so me ye ne ma ebe ma Ghana fo ho ato enu sa no Nyankopon fa nche no se Nyankopon Ghana fo bompa esere Nyankopon nsira ene nkwatente ma no sire na hode ma no so no mampani di se na adwene me se obeye ne ma ebe ma Ghana fo ho akere won a Nyankopon fa sa ne ma ne nche no
Daily Guide ni mo no say Muhammad damns 3 wise men na Oshe Ora Urban Bagbin ET Mensa Ora Anafe Ora Cletus Avoka unso wono mo na wo mo ye wise men aminim nti Muhammad mampani we yom to twene
Osha story na say special projects bi ho no ma aban no esi na ni so a oya o de sampling fo na ato a na bedi e ye ma homte kakra no ye bra 50 secondary school a wo sase okọ de pick up
company fo e bia nko no
na wo hwe kura nso so a the method of communication course no text message Anopa na omampani be kwakọ Catison no and you send your text message eyobu echiro bu ana say bibi wo hono munti a edc sampling fui na ya form echi special projects ana me sure so say onya omampani form say omunye in charge of special projects no na omumfa futu man wo tani man hu nyina no omo friends appointment ama odi a friend saying omo order of yi a friend saying
odi obia se de obia we wadwuma no ehye won sa
reference you know ekeka ho na nti no na chese wo hwem dia say special project wo dia ban say na company e bre na so na okokate so na company
the text messages
na ya from so anka ho
Today newspaper and economy today also we blend our vision with truth and enlightenment. Book publishers chase get fund over non-payment of 32.437 and 264.82 US dollars. Tension in Legon over new sticker charges. Na ushe today newspaper anymore. Say ena wode eba na today HM say tension here ekoso ewo Legon yi Mamen Kinkan Chero. Today can report that there is brewing tension in the University of Ghana, Legon. This follows a new directive by management of the university introducing new charges for 8 stickers for drivers who ply University of Ghana's road. Per the new sticker charges, private vehicles are charged 700 Ghana cedis, whilst commercial vehicles, taxis, and tractors are made to pay 500 Ghana cedis for the University of Ghana stickers, which will allow motorists and commuters to ply the university's road. The underground scouting by the paper revealed that before these new charges, the university was charging 150 Ghana cedis and 50 Ghana cedis for 8 stickers for private and commercial vehicles, respectively. Ready. University of Ghana for no sigaba is an omope.
Na mean I say skakwa sikadudu omupene kwa omufa so mujiska no. Ana tsene ya kan private vehicles 700 Ghana cedis. Ye woni pa omu yedwuma school ho. Yo school form koba no pa bia. Ebinum use om cars. Obi o hono ma university primary no na universities ommo ho. No pa om de omko na wi omakofo. Obi o hon so a university hono. Tse me say this year afi nyina no Legon campus mewuram ba kope so nti se oka se private phone bi sa no sticker for the year 700 Ghana obi ho virtual yehwe wo ho ntino mfa ho bia na bibi ene na ba betwam ba ko na se wutimi block gate se sa aka so nyina obi sticker ni ho ntino omo nkwa
to na no omo jeje no Say we see minimum the call by inform me that decision say yentumu. That's one pass here tumu from 150 Ghana cedis to 700 Ghana cedis. E krumo ano na make say obia okrumo aye ni ope. Obia aye ni ope.
Invest
so obetumu from 150 Ghana cedis to 700 Ghana cedis
for the year.
Why?
Na DVL renewal esen eno a wudi sa DVL renewal na Ghana ha ba bia to be the cross border West African border so to be the cross na Legon campus a bia o collections anase bia obi na bia asoma anase
no papa vice chancellor no o ya jidimbo na into ono kwa ya dosodo. That's a fact. Now no na ukosi to
ye bebubu
Yebubu ya o pe kwan bia so agisika 700 Ghana cedis.
Nana well and also national security funds and any say the government betimi I if say me say bia obi omo ko school ho obi ada bi owura school ho pie nimpo de me de ende otua ebia
there be already otua sen na wo kan say DVL kra no o ko renew license and say car ho papers ni bia afe no o ko renew a sen
enu 100 Ghana for the car no for inspection no money ade nyina no enu 100 Ghana for the whole year which me dey akọ Ghana ha ba bia
sa ekrakuma University of Ghana no kwa
mo pie keke no
700 Ghana for the year 700 Ghana na AMU say other metropolitan municipal district assemblies ikra sekesa wo mo dey emboss taxes kran ya he
iti I'm say aduba bi say government man ni ko hono na Legon authorities na kasa government no ekasa because I'm also thinking about students obi hono use ni car
oh there be kwa mo peso mo pesa mo faso gisika won enye kwa papa mo njai why enye sa
time
untumi nto ade mu efi 150 Ghana enkopie mu 700 Ghana per today newspaper report say no cradia it's no edoso do 150 say what about 300 Ghana 100% increase
no cradoso
what about 450 Ghana 200%. What about 600 Ghana? 300%. It 700 Ghana no. It's what to but 680%.
Na my dear back so mo ye. She said your man said one of the papers I reported and with pictures. She say no send your mind say with stickers no. Ka bia wo bedru gate to sticker mo ho ma nwu.
Say to na wo mo ye.
Nti say ukoye bibi wo campus no apie anase bia bibi yema nko nti say school na em say e obi dia na state dia bi
America no
school na bia ankrankra bi na omi hu e bia na ankrankra bi ato ana o ye dia o commercialize school nti no omi hu na ye be ye hu na ye hu say
ye agree say kra ka say Jessica nti ye the funny fana say mo si the fana mo mpene a ene de be fa benkum so mo mpre say esura nji wa ase bejo me de fa soro nti ase a me fa fam
ana ade ba kun so de nam so ma sa two boots sem no buy say two boots na sem no buy ne say yantumi anu eduo ma nkwachiripa ba bi say ebisa so ne say bra Legon authorities here so mo ko pelu ndi aba be sisi school ho akwan no say na aban no mo tepene so e bi mo ka kira aban say ye ko pesika o nti ewie e beji to ho no ma aban ne pene so ana yembise bia no sane mani nyina ka hu bi ne so
abai preso ankiate wo mo se sa de na ma
enti aba ne san na abai makwan ma university na kasa ko pesika no de be kwan
na anti uredu wo kwan ase okrom ha enti na ese wo na wo ye da process why kwan na wie kura no a oni akwa na sede
wo ye wadwene se wo be ye kwan no a say e bia baby a wote no you need to inform the district assembly no be my inspectors ni o budget ni ade nyina no do say wo awo usika mu ne free but sa budget dey kwan say no be ni specifications mu ni ade nyina no say district assembly no any friends authorities are omu hwehwe itumi maw say na say eba
Mamen kwa homa no so na min kodi nkomo over the Ghanaian Times of today or Ghana's most authoritative newspaper. Electricity load shedding, it's temporary, president assures. Na yenyane ntiese ECG for say the omo new timetable eba. Timetable yi. Aye timetable e de kwa control so show. Ene pre e china fun, ene pre e china fun. Na menkwa homa so na mene wopani kwankyere kasamafo a wakasa edema the electricity company of Ghana Ora William Boateng na yeni enkomo Pauli memwachi good morning.
Good morning Michelle na
what is happening
bacho na me adomeye
Anopa ECG na ba na mo she load shedding na se na se mo se dada.
Oh yeah, so we are here that na challenges we system development na emergency load management because na you need do no na isi nti expect we person we should we na ye dey abeto omani nyina nim se ne a ekol no better say be plan bibi ne dey abati person na obi etumi on time obe call time obe bana yina yetumi aboama yɛtumi akɔ through saa challenges na yɛwia na kyɛ sɛ yɛtwa so.
But Mammy, sir, a load shedding and as a load management.
Oh, let me use so, I say, you emergency load management. I say, yes, any time to war, as I say, a food and I say, Yenya, my dear, no, send a coffano, a some cacabam, you do no mamma, Mefidina Bow, Yana, the Mamusian and Yiri, and I mean, see to go man for close. Oh, and then I had you. They will take Bosuo and now you know, Namidia. That's the way guys are emergency load management. Now, for that, the year proper load shedding, and they are planned because we come to myself shed any timetable to their 20 data baby. And into that, I use, you know, but so we difference now on the back on the and I planning the year we load shedding national. We are time will be out of and about we emergency situation. It's in our car, Yamia almost will be a Bosuo, the year. The booby no coca-cola, don't mean chile. Now, passengers may say problem. This excess now by the ship. No much as I say, machine, I do with a how can be software for Tana. Munsi from Fikan near my 2 hours is software for Tanu Yakanako. This is from that normal timetable at the society, anytime I'm a difference now.
It is here near Yabba from Yanani, near from the Muniana who comes to me.
The American was saying, talk from about the year a load shedding program. This is the timetable by the Tom. Nothing at your time, you do can and a time ever. Mr.
What you bedding come up? Na dear Nakofa, sa load shedding Yaba.
Oh, I know industry. Your experts are your generation, you are your transmission yard. Maybe side the distribution. And you know, mean to mean checks and you know to details near Akofaba. But when we press conference, when we had to amount for them say gas I hear near the flu ma. Then that's the situation on the ground.
Sadie, that be a bar Namanya Bibi Ashano. That better Sadie to make her.
And then the musician will be able to be verify will be able to nti anya ade will be a chanto kan sa ade a wa kwa be hu ubisa West African gas pipeline company be chiro do driver nti bibi abetu akwa checking nyame adom me se befu kusu ye edwuma mu nyame tutu na kwen oma de ba do tu dwa ye jaya na se ye ba bi jaya nti me gbe no ama o de ba me titu se ye temporary ye kusu a be chaba from na kaka ye film so wa uni kwa se gan haya kwa ba bi nya gas any in the middle. A thing of the past.
Okay, thing of the past. And watch my dream, Quissy Mampeni, Mahama, so dear so. Thing of the past, Yantim Kudium.
Oh, well, because of which I can one way to from now sharing the air and the Monia regime. It means to say, idea, you say you see. For example, you even say you see a gas. I'll be a problem say you shit. My crash the timelines be by on be number testing. I didn't know say you who's an amount of the just will be that out. Issue now by say you to be in I didn't want in this situation.
Me can na most remuse Sikai de Mamo Bosumen and answer to be a card so yem pejam na ye pejamwa. Madama mobebuaye ema yenso yenya nyema papa na ase mo service abode man no emu be pejam ye peja siganum de amamo esi afede mo ka gas ho nsem ora boate sansem ye ni ase da bia na meka no ada bia ba yenya bibi so we na di aba yensuo na so ate we na asi machine we na blast we na yese da ben na sa excuses no you be jai. It's say, oh my Ghana, 57 years after independence. Do we deserve this?
Oh, who's stretching the side? I never deserve Ghana. Oh, not aware. We are aware. Some look at it. Two ball and for so long, near the end bylaws that you country. Maybe grow ya catchy as a country to find sociality system. Most importantly, they say, you're going to there may be preachers say Yakoyin, for example. You know, Cassani again, and Sibu and Negana, to me, a Sibu, Dama Babican. the other generations ababe kakao na yini azokli ba o mai wa e ni nyama be print no e che say e bra demand ni koso aban ni industry players na so ye ni e bitumi bia ma ye miti sa demand nti e koso enye challenges here by anka yini mo because ko check fast ni na minim say omo ka che say we store capacity 2800 then I demand number 2000 chaka bibia kona kwa mu dia anka we no reserves say you could do so, but in Yaba, you know, you be near Nina, ya young film, to be film, we are now, Yakoswama, or that private independent power producers also super system, no, it mean a more generation. So, more generation is an issue in a gas. You want to be my, you know, you have a bright future, and I just say, 2 years in this space, and you hope, yeah, you know.
Mampeni Mahama de dia to dia side with the tempera and I also cast a temporary. How temporary is your tempera?
Me can't be biasa. Maybe it's just permanent. But me to be my timeline. As I say, you also the catch us the distribution side. In the way generating no experts, I didn't know me to train timelines being if you be on movie and then maybe a film near the any time movie. To now, yeah. We to watch time be free, but see, I never did mean to make one sense and let me share distribution. So, me, I would need a distribution network, and so I send me home. Na me, you might change. I'm so near. If I should be to me more than 24 hours and 48 hours, or Lucian, yes, and say, you're force I want. Force intervention time or utility. So, now, even plan maintenance program, you do Lucian time again. And yes, sir, will be in a light, no. No, somebody do say we maintenance. I never know. We are engineers need transformation in between factor in plan maintenance works near the end to and working situation. I'm my customers.
And you say, you do Kania, you bedroom for how many hours?
There are details no by cruise of day to day. But Lucia did I don't call more than 12 hours. You know, we call more than 12 hours. It's all free deciding here. But the program never about my details.
And then somehow so ubenya for how many hours? So where do you want to me my timeline so you do now 4 hours.
I'm not having about the show. Let me say tire. Let me shut it to the na you na the day say. You tire fan here because you do say about 24 hours. By the share no more day ba no na you the original one na you the ura you national na ya by close of today na you say me the pass.
Ura William Boateng Ankebut Anopa na se na me dey ma also waje brand ye din komo.
You must be that
na ye futu ne se ya na moma communication ba monten no enye periperi na ye hu sade na etwatwa na se next year fufuru besan ba ni ye hu ntem
me se facho you with that super
na Ora Boateng
yes
that ye pese ye na muhia ewo ye kasafoni so da ba ne ye nto sanfrem ana na mo no ye nto ni sen.
Oh, and you put down program be episode maybe out free you never.
We dey what's a minute mahwefo bo intino eno ano me da ase.
That's you.
Ora William Boateng public relation manager and as officer at the electricity company of Ghana. Was you on distribution side? Who be at the Nakofa?
Public relations officer for ECG.
Was you on distribution side?
For ECG and for
ECG, I mean, Nsabe kind one gase there be mini ECG boss after year was it no distribution
be anka do bet so for ECG dey anka be do bet man can say sesi and be from distribution and equation production and me be sesi am need details but PRO for ECG dey want me can say me distribution you know corporate institution na we adwuma mo you know every aspect of information flow here by no say unsaka to get a more distribution to mean production for asem there na say un kita ECG adwuma ni nyina na the omampani so e kan sa we the temporary you know omampani ya onto no bo anu no no kofa last year the na kokoko so no the confusion papa ECG for come masema no man peninsu aba be kanedie na great kwa be come de na we see aba VR be kan mo de amon penin no sa power generation corporate institutions no no yo PR na se unu aba be ka say temporary o kan wasem oh ECG asem ne bia power setting no yomu da ho engineers and experts di ho egu edi ho adwuma. A president who na oka temporary. Ono na sum no bi nti na ya na oka sa no. Ono na sum no bi bisa say da be no ono oda sum. Bisa say ono da be no oda sum. Enti o abugo gina on dem last year sa oba no obi trade from na ye hwe no na ye boy nsem ma no.
Eh. Man be Mahama.
Na de Mamudu aka na watch 3 months time 4 months time enye no abeka uko frɛ na uko frɛ VR
but so abetwa tro de twesa kakra me
oh na abeka say ochena you know in the next 2 months ebe eto betwa nti Ghana fo nyina hwɛ in the next 2 months na VR abeka due to this into you ntumi anye ntino in the next na nye you know throne obedi assurance so temporary tie PR na se mo kan PR na se mo kan
anye ntumi nka say on ka sai
also on ka say temporary but me believe the easy for because some no ye expert some na dwuma ne so mansa
but say wonim say so ka say temporary man pani so ama timeline man pani ama timeline ade say nye permanent osu say be permanent
man pani yisi je dwuma no
de osu say be permanent ana
and permanent say
ana man pani say temporary
and ubisa no ubisa you aka say every say it will be a thing of the past last year say I no mo it will be a thing of the past it will be a thing of the past na ban say na this year samba bio it will be the thing of the past. And last year, my penny Gina baby bebre dumso no was going to be thing of the past. Thing of the past.
Now was say and cherry by say Yamamu dumso no one just Yamahama.
And you can say
Yamamukania.
And I say Abano. And you better tools in your parliament. Ekoka say Yamona Basso. Say dumso no to and I say baby. Obi nam kakra wakoto no ya
but I still insist say we catron twisan
okay matwiasa
afa ye nto asem so
matwiasa
nti me ma okania wo waje ya mahama na no me weekend na menam ko ma bro nti apone ade na me wura fie bi mu anwumre Saturday na anwumre na me ye no mso o mama mso unma papa asema papa na ka cheme mahama ba fie nti ye ni ice water
says you do Ghana.
Hey, Ghana for to me a creating your massa.
It be that the American say, Nima be a honoma, aya, more on come once in Bipri. And until your what sector ministers. So, sector minister who reliable information say, I didn't say in a cocoya dear. Na what baby na nyese bia wona mo a friends say amon for huja untina nso trima de na wo frase na wo kan so fi say unya come assurance ne pa obi anu say o president of the nation ono wa kan de say yeye na so wo kan sa na san ko yeye pe anko ba ne sa fi say o kan say so yedu me kan ya ne yedu me anwumre ya o tran no pa ebeba no channel pa hwe no ma na ma na me pese wo san bisa yiti PR no udim se ya ka se power setting ne ba 6 pm pepe pom dum no
na edu so ya be so
ya so na kwa yasem ene bu ha be 3 hours kura na ba beto so na ma e hono ni de omu hwe no mo nka ho asebi omu timeline no man pani say temporary me na ka de me hwe ne say temporary no e bia 2 weeks time 1 month time it will be training na nti say me dey suma kwa kosi e be power said na kosi December ye me hu enya de bia temporary obi temporary no betuma 1 week obi temporary no betuma 4 years
something that be say how temporary is temporary no so on to my time na ekrum ha ye de ase do so no eye normal
ya sum ye nyina ya sum
eye normal ekrum penifo are we all right say can you dum no eye normal
maybe yeba
nti ya mu free Ghana ha ko New York mu free Ghana ha ko London mu free Ghana ha ko Canada ho no Mufi Ghana hako de da Dubai, mufi Ghana hako China no. Ye dundum kania sa. Mubeko.
Amunko.
Mubeko.
Ana Ed.
Say ya fan say e normal. Nti uma say emergency load management.
Ye nimbre say omampa na ye nimbre graphic one of the center spreaders baby feature bi o. Feature bi aga na e be start exporting is importing you. Isu aye no. Then ye be kra nsu efi baby. De be dware no e be kra fi baby ansa na ye nsu dware. Ni nyina se yete ho ne yehwe. Yete ho kwa menkroma begya ye akoso moda na na ni da or ye a friends and buida. How many years and send Kwame Nkrumah fees? So how many years you launch you no great akoso moda no? How many years and send you no great buida? Na yen friend to a man penny for hen yafa. A band do send the yenya.
Na ene offer today ya ira. Today.
Ye your maya ye nimre. See ebeko. Ye your maya ye nimre.
1 year we publish books. Edema get fund commerce school for. Get fund yo muka.
Books no so print ma o no se kwehwe. E bia da ne bola. Books. Oh, there tomri bia wo ye you know every
na enya ya kwa didie ma ya. Yesi yakufa bia nko. Nti na ema me je nkofo bi nso mo say sika ye di basis 50 schools yi every year yakufa ne.
Nani. Bibi o hono ma ubie wano na wo ka obi si ebia uni aban na chi ana se wo tan aban na chi na wo ka. Nana da bia me insist say Nsawam apedwa stretch of road no how many years na da ho ye no ye cut short say yes akwa ye say abani ni sika o de yes akwa no but ye tumi akwa ko pesika say ye de ye fly over to aso be 3 wo circle
your priority no me
your priorities ni say adenti ni ntumi nwie no na fe ni ye ko pesika ni ye ko pesika ni ye de abe foforo ye de yensa bo wem ye nwie ni ye de yensa ko bo foforo e be de na ye tumi akwa
obi a pese wo ye bibi na obi ka se me na me ye yi
o man pani ko Central region ni Western regional tours or inspecting roads some assurance ekwan we ye be apedwa Nsamwam road no ada ho more than 7 years yentumi nwie ye see omani ni zika contractor te kwan so no ko
wo ma park ne ma nyina ko
okọ enu aye nam kwan so aye ba na dwi taka ne krofo ka ese wo kwan so ne krofo ne enim se obi ka individual ne ka ase no e omani nyina na eboka omani nyina na eboka e de kire se nipa no se owadwuma bi ya a wo ye de abo oma na ebre na wo se wo ho no onya bre ne
o si dan ba ko la shibi udu window we na no wejai wako we odoko wako si odu ya no wejai no wako we dodo odu ya no wejai na are you a serious person the who si dan na do ba bia no wejai na wo de kire nkofo se o wodan dan into in them sa na ye na wo kan e so ma pegwa kwan eda ho ni ye nam ye twetwa homem
ye foforo ye sense foforo se ye school for enwoma no a omo be hwemasua de na
wo mo print ye no munti o ka o si ye wo sika ye di ko si school dan
entua na ka amri mi ti se minister bi deputy minister bi ka ana say ye do ka na di fie na nkura na etua ya boawo ura fi se ono no friends interest loan okoje no isi hu aba beda so bebre
apart from that no sika no se 100 Ghana cedis na me ka wa o de opa oredu enne kojom for 100 Ghana cedis kojom kodidwa niema a wo toye no wo de opa to bu ase jene minya jene makoma ko 6 entos makoma ko 6 nyadoa makoma ko 6 body betima no makoma ko 6 say to bu ase tre bia ne numbers a wonyae fatuo na ento ankosi yawoda sanfa sa 100 Ghana cedis no ko sa dwom kro no a dwom na wo san koye no nipa wo san ko toton za ne mai wo mo no san ko mo ho a na koto saa ne ma ya bio na fabra fie na behwe se
ebe gbo no pepepa na o twetwe mu ye ko program bi contractor for ayibi nhyem bi omuye ye ne contractor ba ko fi Western region by ye kasa no o si omunya school dan contractor no musi worth 100,000 Ghana cedis omusi wie ye abandi esika be mai abandi esika be mai abandi esika be mai 2 years later no musaka omusika no na busia omukwaji wo bank busia omukwaji wo bank no interest 110,000 ababeka ho ono akọ dan contract e de ma na 100,000 aban tria ne ka no ono so call bank na sese okotria sika aban you know okobo obisia de be ye adwuma no na interest abeda so na 110,000
we waboka na so
that fund for us my year can you share the number of years printing books no that fund the G books no the common schools e be say the muntu yo maka
over 32 million US dollars.
Na wo kosi school dan na si honum no wa si dan na
sa sika yi wo ho ese mutua ene ekukuru sika konya ko confirm
e di ko due no e wuye
mesi ekromu ahụ yanto ayasam so Fulani herdsmen to stand trial for murder. Owner of collapsed building surrenders to police. Maiden leap over North Korea. Ghanaian Times to say someone what they buy electricity won some no and ana ye demo and common. The New Statesman was saying NPP National Congress in Tamale not rescheduled. Pastor Otabel, prayers won't change Ghana's ailing economy. Who leads MPP chairmanship race? Candidates ballot for position today. Road tolls to go up by 200%. When go to give a Carnegie. Modiamo pa. Montu road tolls no krumwa. Se sa tolls na maji e fa so ben pa no yenya wo so.
Who say your board of directors? The board of directors nearly 2 allowances money.
At the moment, the young Sicano, the 2 allowances, and Caneno, na road to saloon car, 5 pesos. The pay jam to 50 pesos. And it's a money because 1 city 50 pesos there. 50 pesos, no. Mumma try dear money says can ye.
Now, Roto, they be come to baby a roto, baby, a just kind of what a quana say, pa. When the quana say, papa. Board of directors need this scan.
Rotos, more by 200%.
Send us a board of directors in money management.
I be not near the New Statesman, the Abano Caribbean, or the young to Yajumansa. Nanu Crow moi.
Oh, see a Betty. And the beer roto sika agent. Bit me,
I make us say, Mikojina, Temamoto way. O con. Me try me diwi na me kopake. Ena na matokwa dubi intimidi. Ena na me se me di kwadu no so me nkenkan na me hwe. Sakase nia otua 2 cedi 50 pesos no hu ahu. Nia otua 1 cedi so no hu ahu. Ena me otua 50 pesos no hu ahu. Me di beye 1 hour e dey ko 2 hours. Me feel no na se manye mistake a sika omanya within that short period of time is about 600 cedis.
Na ebe bro bi kura o calculation anya ye. Na uhwa baby ti se temamoto we say. Mitua roto so aya na nyame ya. Se kwan ye na mitua roto la enhame. Na de hwefiri akokumase.
Moto we no tua roto yen ya.
Oh,
moto we na agiri ona ma ti aya ti o ka no pam tani you tani pempem sa pop
na se no mpodi onum se na yehwe bidi debia me se de mekan nsan wan pedwade no utwa roto no ya na wasim futuro pap se ofia kodu kuma se roto be 5 asa he na wo so roto be 5 na emfaso ben e wo so se obetua road toll wo ensawoma no kwa na wakosi dan every be 1 year me ne road toll for no kontokwa fi se mi hu faso bi ese se metua road toll na me nam futurom abo mu gbagbagbagbagbagba sa
nanu
akabasa betua
nanu na kekus de o my sai be si ba ko
almost
Mori Junction it's a adwuma
the same kokko bypass almost sense bi oso almost sense ofri ayi ensawom na kutwa wo ensutem almost si bi o kokko bypass no so no wudu kuma se wakutwa adua mpompo ansa na watwa ba ko de rekumase be 5 nti okita bus na G2 cities be dunku ano no wa ye more than 20 cities no we ye atua 20 cities na we ye atua
Mama the Ghanaian Observer. Ghanaian Observer or say truth stance. Observing Ghana in truth. Vanderpoel backs over illegal buildings. Hauls 3 AMA officials to court over collapsed building. Bombshell. 10,000 people live with HIV in Ashanti region. Disease records more death in 2013 than previous years. And after Kofi Boakye vows to cleanse Kumasi and make Ashanti most peaceful region. A Ghanaian Observer Edia Wode Abanye na AMA4 officials mean 7 years old more. Yadi omo ebe kokot
and then me force me bomb say ma a friend say me yo fiadan say me kan ha say nipa no contractor na o si dan na ya che no ene edan wura na ye hwehwe wo ti a ya che wo me hu say nipa bi na ye pese ye de ye funse wo fo bi wo ho no me se ye kire wo eno na ya ye do mkoko ti dia se sa na tie pepepe de na me bom nse ma papa no fi se specification ye si dan you know digital assembly engineer no foundation amna wo bebo no oba pehwe dan na wusi no ne plan no wo hwe na amna wabo a wo di bebo wo di beto foundation no concrete adi gum ne nyina wahwe ne nyina se ye sa ne specification no ne standard ye o ma set no pepepe na foundation a friend is screening money I didn't know about me expecting stage be ababa be dubiano iron rods and money concrete abo ni pillars are already nyina o hwa akopim said dan no e bewie no wa ma ho certification and endorsement and money adi nyina na wa nti aba ne say na dan aduru ba bi a etoso nsia senson na etumi dwirigu na de ye ma homtie ne say dan na dwirigu ho no na papa Vanderpoel ene ne nkrofo nam ne de tape measure ato ho na yesusu ahanka say 6 inches akoye 7
na ono kan bi
me ka kire say ATV ye friend say nkrofo e ko ho no mo video mo de bae no me ti ho a ye hwe mu ne edit ye mfa we 2021 oka ho bi
na oka ho bi
ana
na Dr. Vanderpoel there be no oka ho bi ana no
I'm telling you
no oka ho bi
yes
na nu na no pay ya to sa friend so ne ye be kasa unim the response
enti say
unim the response wotia na wo bon se mama no se ye onipa bi okromu a aya amusua kasa
me
kasa oh my busy na utumi bie wa no kasa me ni time a me ne mo be kasa nipa ba na oni omu ye adwuma no
na ni oni time obekasa no eno no one dem me bo me se man se ya chi aim officials na omu di anim hwe supervisor said na no ma adwire se ya chi omu di a de omu kokko ende me bo me se man no na se ya ebisa no mu asem se no kuro se no kuro se ya chi nipa na na asem bi o wakanda so ende
oni time a oni ye be kasa Dr. Alfredo Vanderpoel adwuma no ntumi ye na sa ugidi say traffic nkwa na obetumi akọ direct for say wo ye propaganda so there ja
na wonim
say essential for frel now to make us me need time am me mo be kasa I think say wako too much because man penny mahama kra na wono no appoint wo wo first central for ekopiem Flagstaff House enye omudi nkomo and ya wona na no for DNT ukoyi Theodosia oku edi free hockey pitch so yi adwuma ho hia wo to din bia keke ade asi ye wa fa tape measure na wo measure wo na wo titemu traffic esi Christmas a no be gina kwa ho esu krom ha traffic light adum wo ye
street lights
street light ba ko kra ni krom ha me ye frɛ wa o se me need time a me ne wo be kasa
ono ba na o se ko ode Accra ye Millennium City o
Millennium City
bola kru bola kru ana wan kan yi
Accra Millennium City
na me
cycle ho na wo mo de sa de na si no cycle ba bi ade ni si na gaza kra no e ho to say
hodi nya kura kru finfin sa no na ma membra na ayi so ese so mampani oyi okovanda point yedi ni bi cha me kasa alopeya me so sa kire me se makom dana ibubuye no engineers a ehwe sa dan no me yesisi ho no no omo ana sa dan ye adwura gu na nansen omo ye ho adwuma Mr. Okovanda point nkra ha eti senia o mampani ahwe me yi twia disi yi no papa we se omo ye nyina di se abrusensi si ho no na edi pa
ebi mo ayo mo untouchable mampani mahama betu ye ile dia nko sesa to si okun se wane eda so boyi no
fisa bia ya ti hanum se si ese nkrofo ya omo hwe mekom dan ye dwirigu ye no a we se nso aba na ebi omo supervise dan bi to ba bia ya me ye ne ya na ho no ma nti o mampani Okovanda po o hwe na onyini mfiri ba bi ote no fisa to pani se ti ekonwam na se adan ye dwiri ma Accra makom nipa hin na wi
about 20 something
nipa 20 something ana two ba ko ewu aka ho ana ba ko so epura ka ho ese papa no o mampani
ye frɛ wa say me need time me
niema bi oba ono ba no Accra Sports Stadium set time ne dimbe na da so o hini jan no yifri so
o yifri so say e won cry such a man wono no o believe in me free ha baba yara no oye asantini me say baba yara no oye asantini nti ho de na obaye say ohini jase me yefri ho onim the genesis and the cosy revelation of Ghanaian sports
oye nti no mimu die say ne ma
hwani suba wada Theodosi okui ono okui ni din fi ho
akoyi fro ade Professor Mas edin koto eti o mampani baby obi am say so Western region unti
e also wo mo hwe pa no pe menya ne tie say wo
twetsi na wo fire Okovanda po fite say engineers a ehwe mekom dan na no ma hwe we na we senso obudi a na say Okovanda po da ho tie konwom di a say okakwe north and south e ka Okovanda po ho di a say o fire no say o yile because opening tina ho no ma sa asefu ano emfo emma boni bebrebe ne awudie ne ensemoni sa ne
na mi Malcolm die baye enye onu anu ka so mu bechi Accra nyina hwede atente e wuyesi okromu a
nipa tichiro mu kra sem no ho akusise enya we mu baye na nkro faster tibisa questions
na bi me say Malcolm die ne baye no wo se o mu baye inspect every tall building bia okromu a nti we yes I said aben ana we hu
nana de me ngwan se MP kro we area hokra so
na uni se wona mo kan a o motorcade
oh se me see am several times a flag
ne
bo papa
we ye MC ta mayor no kan mo ko fa no kan me tiase mayor
Accra mayor odi ne mre mani ne
kuma ye ni mayor
oni pa so de
ye metropolitan chief executive we ye MC na yom de atom so mayor na edru traffic so an akoja traffic lights ase no order the traffic ewaduma
but na ne unum say ye hanu no ye de your politicians unum say anka apart from president and vice president when they be from excellency and a friend is saying assemblyman for you from honorable
okra motorcade
assemblyman for you from honorable
MC ba okra motorcade Honorable Okovanda point oba motorcade pa na edi nanim
Accra ne dia
Accra na ene dia ye to aso the chronicle when what there was say TV Africa crew tortured at Ajay Kojo Bring it on. Kofi Boakye dares criminals in Kumasi, vows to deal with NPP NDC rooks. Government the Chronicles so somewhere what they ebaye and ne draw Anopa so any Chronicle and somewhere what they ebaye na TV Africa kuya yakobo mo ewaje kudui okay can I say Mr. AC Ohene, the head of news and current affairs at TV Africa, has alleged that the news crew of the TV station on Friday, March 7th, 2014 was subjected to brutal treatment by some national security personnel at Ajekojo near Tema. AC Ohene said the management of the TV Africa had a distress call from the team that it was being held by the National Security Unit that had pitched camp near the demolished spot for no specific offense. The crew, which was headed by the Yah Hammond, journalist, included Kingsley Champard, camera, Suleiman Audu, sound, and Douglas J. Kofi Benyin, driver, narrating their nightmare, said they were rounded up by the policemen and soldiers while they were taking camera shots at the site and marched at an outpost where about 50 police and military men were camping. According to the crew, the camera was seized and they were ordered to remove their socks as well as surrender their cellular phones and wristwatches. They further noted that they were taken through indecent body searches, after which they were detained for 2 hours. Now, no, may come. Say, soldier for ye, who come away. What would you man say? Police for you man say.
Now, Oma Hama Emra, and so I do.
Inti a hono TV Africa crew call a hono bonia and say for the year anything.
It's a monomose crew no and can some bomb mania and sana or momo chucha, Bibium Bichano, or momo mutra. Fine, I want a bomb mania no mutra. Na ubiti made Emra a sending sim. Say, dear, why ye ni? And until the ma impebebri no so nkrofo akromfo a omuburo omukum. Bibia nso yakaseti ya se oti kromfo emununkunu. Na se police ni ana se soja ni wachi obi a wafom mra kakra na se odi no fa saa ekwan we sei so. Mse esi ekọ hono no ekobisa emu yie no. Asema o se obi canal ahiagio se hwan kan ni se and dey normal so be from no ntimi e de no fa sa drill no is it
normal
o kan
normal
la nti obi from wo sa kwan no so a o de ko friends latter stages of the friends sana o kan say normal la
kan ahiagi
say normal
say esentweni aba be na dwuma na yamfa ne say e wo say wo ba ho na security zone
say me dey say security zone me dey say ne sem no kan say normal no say normal so obi aye sa de nti na say wo buru no
say ye roll on the socks ni ye dey say rere a omo ba bi
da no friends nkrofo ekoto enema wo akramola ye say omako fa ne omako fa bi ma aburu so a ye mo wi omkoto dwan ni nyina atua no aguso eka security for national security ankasa omnim mra omnim nia obi ya yi ombeka chen say no kura ne da fa kwan bi so say so ehu
say normal
kinka
proman penny for no ya na hu ba bi a wo kwa musuku
so when to me
esa say Colonel Haji me jiri se watu kwan akọ broaden horizon no wode aba o man
it so
it say utumi kase ye nkrofo atumi amo treat obi abono atocha no na eye normal one can say you don't deserve to occupy that seat I will occupy no
so
me need military background there but to have committed and I said to have admitted say eye normal no how normal is your normal say it's a trap for aba na magije o camera magije o watch on mobile phones magije na mo de mo say rewura mama o ma roll mo socks inform na mo bofem na say bibi wo no a eye normal this is a shame
so nana omanu ma etini se omanu no de so obo ho ma no se mretia wo
aya na minim wo monti ase ne se etuo ne uniform na e de ahye wo no ene se ye fa hwehwan krofo ye fa mbro krofo de wo ma twi nyina no apart from senka ye ensure say the laws of the land are enforced ye de atone kwan mu no wo mu nim bibia kan
me de opani kan ya kire esi no na ye me wanwa say normal ene me wanwa teacher onipa ni wukura ye be fan say normal
Daily Graphic and the crime was it truth and accuracy every day. Many nights outbreak in 4 districts in the northern region. And after many indictments on and after say Legon blocks motorists without stickers. Government delegation in China it's about $3 billion Chinese loan and I feel dealing with entrenched provision draft bill ready president to pay tax death penalty to be abolished in that is in a pim ewo temale
nana yare ho asem de honum de e chai bapa managers ne pa na de ebehia ne se ebehwe na ya so anu ntem se de ehuni se kunum se yare no basa de ohumi wanya bi ne de ohumi ama obi agin from ani bi no etumi de yare no fam from mo obi fufuro nso enya bi yare nso ba e kan wa kakra bi na wokọ e kan wa no
cerebrospinal meningitis
kan wa na wokọ ntino am say apomdi aso e no ne a doctor for no ne ayifo no mbehwe no motu anamo esafata ni manim ya na oi na afi ye ba 3 billion Chinese loan dia a chedodo ukoje bosia mfie nan ase mfie nu skano mai nanso a friends and consensus na wutua wo ho no skano 600 million pe na abaw aka 2.4 billion 2.4 billion
na your bra yi so maya ka 3 billion dollars ena get di eni get
na yes
your bra yi so maya ya mfa yesika ankonye nkomfama mo mu anya ntabantu ankobokina ya mfa yesika ankotototo ajapade bi ehu hia ya mfa yesika antoto ka asakese andem na minister na monkaya na woda V8 mu salon ka obetumi adem
eno ne o ma yetimu no
salon ka obetumi adem
nti o frɛ na nti oda 4x4 nti na frɛ no phone so se ntumi no wonkasa oda VM nti no frɛ no phone so on clarify issue a ntumi no wonkasa wa kan ya no de achi
me na no mo de ka ye ba betum dan kura mu
se tuntum bi kura wie
esu mayor da bia V8 mu no da mu wonka enkra da V8 mu
se nko no gusu ton na nko mo ton ka ko to ton na nka ne V8 no kura ya dia ton
na ye boy ye bra yi a ani se o man ye nam ne ye lala sulala ye pa besia
5 years besia ba ko ye di akire ye tua om di mu 600 million amaye ye tua o hwem na ko loan mu yi kura $600 million na aba no ne ye tua wo ho concession loan no is about 330 to 390 it is aka yeso about 200 and something million na ukoji bisia me koji bisia bank me pay e bia 2000 you when ya pressure e bibia scan me da am account na master titi who interest dia say yan kan say nti edu ba bia say itumi question niam bi scan e mai no ye so ye tua ho ka ada o man be ne o be ne akoso nya ho kire ne mi ho kire ne e bo man so ne nyina we no nyina ka ho bi dr menso table ka say empire bon tumi nyi o man e se tenase empire bon tumi nyi o ba o kwoti bisia busia na akwaji ne mfie nan wa ye ho niam ya say o say government ate asoma high powered delegation
wo mo koi
yankantum
wo mo koi
e ha de yankan kurentum afeni yakoda hotel eto aso aduasan ne akiri na air condition aboy ho papa ni ansia ba je ho pediem scan yakoda.
The new crusading guide any crime the new crusading guides will say traffickers for court, undercover reporter and nurse to be used as a prosecution witness. Interpol clears Afoko. Aikwe Otu confirms. Get found flout Yoko. Education Ministry order. Get found flout Yoko and Education Ministry's order to pay for atlases.
Books na atlas na print na yintu aka. Saka Yoko ka so muntu ya. Ana get found yintu ya. Na get found no yemi scan mo bi da ho.
Ayi se go bi so
mo bi da ho. And so get found scan ya e free vat mo. Scan nan kasa no.
But come to think of omani e yakodichu.
Okay, esimi enka na Ghana ntisa. Say a scan free get fund statutory payment. Ska enye abandia. Yeti get fund free vatim. I say aban tue scan ma get fund nye bidi o mu ne na. Sa communication. Monetary communication.
Yeah. Mami fa wonsi ya. Me de oboka temu nsem nkomo twetwe no esi ha. Na bafo redu amo na wo yesemufo ewo ATV fiedua mu a wo beka me ho na yede de oboka temu nsem ebrewo. Me twa me ho aba me ba ni aka no me de to awoso.
Emafreni yandachi, emafreni omai eni daso. Nesenti ATV ade umasyo jumadi ebremo. Fridjoda kosi fiada, enyumeno numne fa kosi nonsia. Jumadi yi ene mafra enimdien. Enyoma wosuya ewo skumu nyina wobechirebi ewo sa adusuya yimu. Kayo eyadwada kosi fiada, enyumre biya no numne fa kosi nonsia. Emafreni mdie wo ATV so.
Caballero, y dice así.
The beginners, the instructors, the intermediaries. Whichever group you belong to, it's salsa time. Come join us release stress through steps that goes with rhythms. It's Salsa Extra every Wednesday at the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Salsa Extra. Come dance with me.
En los años 1600.
If they're going to get a goal, they're going to have to get it in the next 20 seconds. And Montari goes for goal! From Fish, that has got to be one of the great.
Akwaba enami wo ede ema wo na no pay ye be din komo bi na ai che ye be call University of Ghana Legon enti ya menya isi ane se esa ne se sika ya Legon suapon no mpanifo force wo moje na awofo no woni a wo de omma eko University Primary na JSC wo mu entu a ye no wo mu ni sa stika ibi ntino wo mu tru gate na no a na wo mu asi womo asi na womo asi na womo ed womo ma anante edi akosuku num ele o me statement be say mpanimfo awokro mu asabio sebi are we all right in some of the things we do? It's like so openi bia okro mu a sorry take decision bia ope Mamenko University of Ghana na eho ena kwabena ebosam we ensentweni ewo enkran na wabeka me ho na wono ena wogina University of Ghana ho na won kire me se de wotie kwabena memwache
yeah over I think
nyame adumo na kire me baby port ya wogina ewo University of Ghana ho sisia
yes so champo na tawa ofi atimota domina ura mo abepie gimpa
atomic
so before the main gate of gimpa na almost buy a hono na dey say buy no mo fi no nka na hono ma ka dey timichom workers timichom obi atimi kototo ko timichom na nu na ba say almost say one more the toll be fi o ma oni mi se na ko fa buy to ni fi hono mo no na this no hono mo no why oma almost campaign park say pa na pantino mo timi say Obia Obia which I take 400 Ghana cedis, that's 4 million old currency. That is private cars no, and a commercial cars no, and also 500, that is 5 million old Ghana cedis. I can't quite profit my binum though. In China, make us over any pay one month on Juma, 1 month on medical school. The time so do one also contract this so she from get now no we say and say we fee. Game panas or communicate, LCPA, open rules, and it's all chabby 3-4 miles. And we do now. They are the current now, woman, school, no 4 years, some dominant from now. Now, the parents are in the past, with the hawkers, at the man, woman, say, about saying, and wife and the show with the chair for. Now, how do you say, what is class age more campus or crown, some animal? Into the share game for junction Hanuman, trust for private cars for school for me now, Maka, by Hanuman, Aqua Unity, Abana, which I'm talking for Bakwa, or New Hanuman, and say, I didn't see how Nangasanso and Bumkaka and
yeah, Edgar.
Oh, where are they?
If I turn another when you're going to say, if I turn another papa, me Baba School University Primary, Hanum, young Palami. Papa, yes, sorry for
how many years?
Back 6 years, back 4 years. Yes, sorry 4 o'clock, and home at 2 years, Jerry say, Namia Dumianaka, but the blue hammer, or my broken road, Nissa, my young fire by M. Rom. I was here, you're not take 400 Ghana cities. 400 Ghana, only catch just last week. I was here, Jamaica, and 2 million school fees. Menyaya intimidate hanu ya gina ami esime ene me mano me do ma nanti fito butu hanu akotru university primary school ni ena masa nanti aba enti awia me dru ha di me sa esi from fito otro mu hanu nanti akọ asa nanti akọ for maba papa ya ha papa
se ana o se wa beja ojuma ye na betena hanu mu edo mana ko school afa wa ko fia na
enta sa no mpese ye mi kan mai mu so san kwa undidi papa o be ente go hanu aha be se ya juma se ya be ya juma ni abetna ya manu ho se ya be ya do enu do mpese ye nge enti do ha papa na abre ye o be ente mu go hanu o mo be na office o mo man ka se o mo nyi nyina ye go ha ye nim de ya enti aban o mbe mekasa ma ye ya bra pa nya sa de enyeje
alo benia
ya unia
ene foni na ofu ba ko so chat re on platform ni panakasa wo mo traffic ati ni para human traffic no cars so ba sha no ma fi saying main gate wo ebe mi si Gimpa Junction no traffic say o fa na so ko djuma de ne to wadwene mu enya dia car bia move it no edinu mo park side by side na de benanti de odan ho so odan ho akọ na de ne say o ma sisi o ma tuti ase kusi bon o ma tuti bon ni na no mo jaba ko pre access to Lebanon me so ni main road Pong road na odo junction so de ande o wet me room all right but room po na ko du ba ye dia o ni sticker so a se ne ti dia o be kan wati ana so be park car no o be dia we room abetu no na wala nti akọ e dia se department be na ko se ho be na ko no wine sa and other than that entering to main Legon campus there ade a heading papa na the man ni say virus a hold first about best 4 he said virus na increase up to 10 but be ya o wa say ka esi han ma on fan copy na obekọ no ko ba ni green da ho no the barracks back ko na ho ma o dina ho either so be stand with and our party o kan o junk and the we do we no na 190 akọ be ya ko ya de ko wi a wa 190 be ya ko na na sambo kan ho e o ha ke papa ko he member parents man member workers students ya o mo dina no ma na say we pay Legon shampoo kesi mu pa dia na na pay enya pa
uncle bo koso na di akire maye na ye beba na fe brepam no enkomo foforo wa ase di a ye di na ni nyina ne se obehwe wo so yi ba bia wo gina no why
ida tumi wa futu am say ni fan kwan so hu ye ti na mo hal na so ja ma ba mo ba ka kra se na be ya je bi na pe bi e di ewemu timi so da fe bebre
kwabnebu na mene na kodi enkomo na sese awofo a wono modi wo mma eko school obi a wakra free face wo ko adwuma de bia ho no nam 400 Ghana choppable cedis se sticker na DVL for class sticker yi say trotro taxi 500 choppable Ghana cedis na komu ano obi ade mbasha ne nsa bia ne opa na obiara de mbasha ne nsam ye de opa na se wasi tollbooth ami abubu ne ti no se opɛ kwan bi so na ode je wo tollbooth sika wo ye se wo gije Ghana na na no pay the worker tane ba akoso na de ba ese TV Africa Central Phobi ya sanso akobro mo ewo aje kojo na ni tete ablo na woye news coordinator ewo TV Africa ni good morning
say
nyame adom na me hoye na umpo so ho tesa no pay
nyame adom me hoye
TV3 and Central for na say news crew yi ka wo makosam ne kire me de na baaye
anya TV3
TV Africa fa kire me
now on the 6th March
say insuto pa wo Ghana. Social one cry ha. Nti na the chin on the 7th match no. And I can say you know nim dey see wo Ajekujo. Yekobubu wo modan ngade nyina wo. Na yebubu wie no aban esan say oman ho do ewo ne monti. Wantinafi eno ma nadmofo ebi tent aya pata ebi koma nkrofo na ewo no. Na sene sunu 6 top 5 no. Na ya kuma tu kakra say na ya yeti dan mo aye da dan mo krampo na ye bress ade na omo da pata mu nso wo Ajekudu na e go see sen krampo ma o nti mesma crew say omo nko ho na omo nko hwese enra no omo si den edai na nso no efa omo ko ya na atden omo ko du ho no na national security for asoja for any police for omo abom ebe chiom Mr. So can say yebo ya mbo mpacho omo chiom na omo bi so say omo peden wo omo si omo be twa ade yam say yam driver no die omo chi no tenia asoja for no abetisi esusu nti na kuma tu nti ebi say so peden o ti o ba toilet ewo ho na asoja for no so say aha ya ma toilet so that time na crew the cameraman reported omo call ground say twa nti omo ba no na eja edu omo nyina e call mse soja for no ni na church omo obi du ho omo di omo call ho mse ajojo kakra ba mo say abna by one count na by one the on say man so onya wo soja for no police for ya bi some asema mse nti mo be ba kakra pe na omo akoma atu nti ya titi omo ye do omo pe do ho na ade e omo call na fi omo wuro omo shoes nti omo wuro omo shoes wuro omo socks eyi omo watches nyina wo omo na ndi omo bisa omo semsa yen camera omo de call no omo CCTV camera no na omo tena afe na che omo dite ni omo tena afe be no ndi no shiri don shiri eyes don shiri ni no ansana omo jaomo nti omo jaomo no yen camera de omo anfa mayen ye fida nti omo baaye na esi juda na yaba na yaba beji camera no si juda no na e call ye na no omo ko tena afi me boss esi ohene na e call ye nti oni national security for the police ko so ja for ko tena afi no na omo tire mu say omo ji camera no se na be ya omo be show mu say bia na ye betwitwa omo ana ye be bibia ye betwitwa bibia e fa omo national security for the police for who wo ho ana de bia omo angaza omo hwehwe camera mu yes ya antia say e say omo yes I san say I betim na making national security in fa asembia betu twa say Ajekujo security zone nti mo ma media phobia nko asuda phobia nka hwenkyere say oho no mo bia nko na ye nim time all of a sudden Ajekujo abetane security zone ye no say TDC for no mo say omo asase na omo abajiregu na let's aban no say on prep my amount no omo omo asema anka o man lad boy say the guy for tent no nko not just the year no yeah journalists are media phones yes one say you better rock room na so say dey na eko na sika na aban di tent ma no e dey so be fakọ from aboko na aka ju aban na aban di fufuru akoko na ye say ye bu konka ye ma aban no bu ko se bu aban no so konka na ye na say ye be say ma ya jojo e o ma be jojo ye. So I beg you have to pardon my tree. My tree is not correct.
That's
but
okay.
Then I think I'm doing my best. If the Sebaba is somebody jojo yen media for yen su yen piase. It is a CN TV Africa. They it to national security for ni soldier for ni police for ni say. Omo be pay chow. The person omo apologize. Say omo anya adie. Na ye catch omo. Omo so say yen so anya adie san say asemi ba no se na ye fa no enye sa na omo fa no now so se na omo fa no se na omo amfa no omo ye feel say omo anya de omo jojo mba no na enye no kwan so nte yenya chepa efri omo
enti mo camera ya o mo mfa ma mo moto ho na mo sa beka
oh Jordan no di maye yeko eni onko shia ye no o di camera no e maye
wo mo camera mo no na enfoni a mo crew na atwa ni nyina na eguso
Baby, na enfoni die na eniso
o mu bi sa mo se wo he
em se enfoni na yeko twa asada no die enfoni no mo ye fiso na de ya pa ni se enye ajekojo nkwa enfoni na eguso na nkrofo atia sika ama TV Africa ama ya kochucha omo niama ya nka ye bi ena omo fa ho ekotwa ajekojo no ka ho na em se ni nyina enni so
yenti ubisa omo yenti a wo mu yi samfoni ni frizo
ye bisa ye nso enyamo bia ni nyina ka nsema ya chocho abase ye nyanchi
basaka ma ne de wo mo ansa no de
Debi o man say no she anfa ho o man je she wo kama bibia nse ebe ma no so me pese me di tuja de eba no de esie no aha ya mpa enye TV Africa nko na ensemtrefo e wo Ghana nyina aha ya nyina esanse ayese media freedom of the press no na chese sheda enigo na chese o esemtroni na wo ya dia ese usuru kakra obi besia bebo ho na nyese yen ka hwenkyere ye enti ahayen papa yi na hwenkyere
enti wono ma ye ditain omo no esi ade womo bibia akoye di ama omo na
se me dey kan no omo ditain ni omo for 2 hours na omo ni omo dim komo bisa omo nsemi ade nti omuja omuno na aye 2 hours nti enye so omuja mu shedan mu ana ba bim bo mu ma omo akonya tena afi na ye tin say ye see security reasons nti ye say omuyi omunyama nti oba na ewu mu no oba bi searching no minim sina mu kan twi mu tase no sa da e ka no o searchino ene mema no so mema searchio na ko efe ebia minti ebia mo security for pen number me atra say media man na ejuma na enye any security area na ya be chino na searchino ni nyina ehunahuna ha omo na omo ankata de say yan form yan fa sanka omo nti hwenye omo bo ba na ewo mu no na ebo no ho kakra na about 2 days na ade no ekusu tata no ba sisi ade why fine
ni Anopa na se ne de ma wo se wajebre na wo de enchiremu efa TV Africa crew ya omokopi mu ajekojo on the 7th of March na prosifo soldier for the national security operative koso mu ene enchiremu ade ama yeda ase na every problem be samba ni wedding komo
yo it's not the most
ni alote ablo ena tete ablo ena yekodi nkomo wo ye news coordinator wo TV Africa ena ye na kodi nkomo ma me ntwa me ho mra me ba afa ye ne ebedi nkomo
Amafani yandache emofra ni oman ene da so ne senti ATV ade wo maso dwumadi ebremo fridwoda kosi fiada enwume no num ne fa kosi no nsia dwumadi yi ene mofra enim de enema wosua ewo school mu nyina wo bekire bi ewo sa adesua yi mu kayo eyadwoda kosi fiada enwume bi a no num ne fa ekosi no nsia emofra nim de wo ATV so.
Caballero, y dice así.
The beginners, the instructors, the intermediaries. Whichever group you belong to, it's salsa time. Come join us release stress through steps that goes with rhythms. It's Salsa Extra every Wednesday at the Coconut Grove Regency Hotel from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Salsa Extra. Come dance with me.
En los años 1600.
If they're going to get a goal, they're going to have to get it in the next 20 seconds. And Montari goes for goal! Rockers! Oh! That has got to be one of the great.
Donovan has it! From home, there is glory!
Today we are at Alexander Township in Joburg.
5 aside.
5 against 5. Who scores the first 3 goals is the winner.
This is Hector David, street soccer from Holland. They are unbeaten.
Broadcasting Limited yaba magana fo nyina ya de Ghana kasa nko a ene di ndwuma yemfidie nyina so aya abefo kwan papa so nana ya Franco di Anopa Bosuo ebremu Joda kosi fiada free Anopa no nsia ekosi nondu Asemi the council or the Bremo area. Afi kosi jampan so de kanewu abramo memenda bia Anopa na okunu kosi premto bre Kasebomu ajo de kumwa akwa ene bafo oredu amu de nsam a ekoso ewo man ene wiase afana nyina so bebramo Afi eni didie soko hima soko ure edo be kokura eni jewom eni je krom blada enumre na so ene fa ekosi enumre na wotwe ene fa juada ukwada ene memenida ayimpo akwa ede agudie mu nsam ebebramo apamudina disua mmofra nimdie sikasam Ganes ni ahodo enwuma nwum papa wunya no babia gise ATV so Emafani yandache emafani omai eni daso ne senti ATV ade womaso dwumadi ebramo fridwoda kosi fiada enwume no num ne fa kosi no nsia dwumadi yi ene mofra enimde enwuma wosua ewo skumu nyina wo bekire bi ewo sa adesua yi mu kayo eyadwada kosi fiada enwume bia no num ne fa ekosi no nsia emofra nimde wo ATV so
akwaba ena mewo ede ema wo ene yebedi komo ede afa rural education ho se otie kura na oku school atesen na wonenia owo krom umienu obi asemo kan ayiko equals e pa no se de mo gina hihye pono so anase susu dua ho a mo epe Anopa mpesa will share your experience with me a crisis school at the same me bia ho mana tumbe sma edupe me ni nipa ba miensa na se nan enum kire me ekura ko awo anase kura ko musiku na share your experience you need to share rural education challenges and the way forward. Esan say obi te fabode ebedi atadwe na wo so te adenta amumi enu musuku no enso so ye wo mu ana computer ya mu amu grasi mo bida kani agura wo anadwo ne oti krum ete kani ho sua de no wo so kwan ben mo suku grasi suku no ya na tesen from na share experience with me na enne my baby afọ ba be come wan che mami one day the time won friend dia agro kra we be come ho dada a che say municipal director of education la Nkwantanai municipality ho abeka me ho a che say ye be din komo na ubetumi afre me on 0506565750 0506565750 Uriah Elizabeth Odrumensa and our director of education at the Malang Kwantanai municipality and as a municipal assembly abeka me ho na ye hwe nim Madina ka ho Lang Kwantanai Madina ye hwe nim se Uriah Anis Hafa wono we educationist e abeka me ho na afi Uriah Pokrapa ekasa at the Ministry of Education and check and penifura be come on mame akwaba yenkwa ahoma no so na yenkodi nkomo 0506565750 0506565750 sa otie class na wo ko school at say challenges ben anasa kwansidie ben na ya na ebo akwam na usua de anasa ko school e class ya da fam sa adia na ususu se enkoye ewon class school na ne mabediafo umba be kan ho ne edi nkomo and they share experience with me obetumi enso ede wadwenkyere ede afa WhatsApp number 0268118177 0268118177 na wo de ba mejibre na makenkan ede amount rural education and its challenges the way forward. Maminko Pristia eho ena Paul jina Pristia kro minim ho papa Paul memo akwaba na metiu
Mr. Jesu mo ne ba mo ye no mangana na eja ne mo se o mangana no o mi ye ne mo e graphic ani ya no mo ko mi je to school ma and the better say o mo mo e wa ko mi ye na so no kwate fo no ni mo na e sia de e to fo e den to kan sa ko kwate bi ni bi no so o ba o so ya na ni ya o bu no sia o to ko mo a mi o ya la de fa ti ni mo ti a o te ti ayan te do ti sia de na mo no so sa ba na o hwe abada bo ne bra nti amma adisuya na ti ni ko so ko no adisuya e ko so when I'm the benefit here. It is like I said, school common.
Mate, Paul, me da say, me nkase Roman school ne a graduate for the studio. Me say, so go school where crasia challenges ben, and I wish ya. Challenges ben, and I will fem. Na anamombe na osusu se ye ko ye nimu no ese yetu Paul mini baby a wo kan de ba mini school bi a ɛhɔ no baby school dan ni si no ɛhɔ ana nika si o nika esi school dan na chi pɛ inti school ni no ti classroom a wo sua de no na nika no so kocho obi so twa bofo kwansi ni bebre ne nan kra bofam learning materials akadia eso mo saka ngom di sua de no ebi ni ho na no boku mpotem ho mote se teacher ni wo ka se ICT information computer technology no ni teacher ni na wo ICT ni kra no Woni ma ICT ni sania eti o information computer technology kwesi techima na abutu in the Broad region of Ghana wakwaba na yentie o
yeah million but Anopa wa for in time ke so papa me ko school ewo adantia kufu na when they are me ko school no the whole empire ase na na pe dia the chop and senior Tanifa we are kufu mo abi ko school na toda ya ba ni nsuya ho do e ba kwani yan ko ake tinkiti ni da ke ni da na say 19 June ya to so re nsa ndi be so ni finu ya ni ni nsa di nyina ho na wo ba na bo bi ya to to mo bi aba bi ya no ba tin ko tumi na e kun ko ake tiri na wo na so ni di ba wo ba na ti ya wo ni school mo no da ya ni ti kra to la so ba ka na class no ka ya ta ti ja wo ko ya light wo he na wo ka apaka computer ko ni bi da India graduate school media. We have the Japan or Boston. I'm a new graduate. And I think it. I thought I about to acquire it. If you talk about it, now, when you're on that, you know, go to 50 for a making well on what thinking we need. In few good about the quality theater, women, now we now for. Never be a time when I'm going in the bar. I thought I could buy a very screen card and before you want your meal to any sport I say. In the way I don't use school, I could tell you and what you super tiny. Yablet, and here a graduate school media. I say we are signing a moment to Martin and can go to the end of a crop at the quality a dear on top and a young baby. I read that the rate will continue to be rich and the poor will continue to be poorer.
Agozi mema orenho why mena me baby a me ko school wa dey so na me dey na me tikrom ho na won mu ana wo mu fin krase e ba teacher danso achi pomposo ne ade no on baba no WhatsApp ani di o machi ba school ho WhatsApp ni dio machi ba school na no me kopie mu ewo abam eno wasamankasi area ho na school yi kura no school dan se ba bi ejesi kura je se environment no be se conducive se school no tna wa obesua ade abeko teacher ni wo fi krom ya transfer na ba ho inti krom krana so kra no wonte ho krana se no wonte ho edu ya wada wo pon class a pabam no wo koni krom kura wo free buy kwasi ada dwoada no pa no free wo be du na kwasi dwoada wia won tumi kira de u kasa free takwa empotem ho na memwakwaba meeting.
Good morning.
Morning.
Pocho me man school classroom
but we try to work classes. Classes schools with it. We see a lot of problems.
Can you tell me?
Problems not also because we try to want to say we try to classes. Now this make imagine say classes people we do ABCD in Bosuo. The way I can prepare actual meeting crampo they me call on time we never before we call within this year. Most at times the syllabus na say you follow no. So we syllabus need to be now try to track on actual ABCD. And then we do way. The time I was church sign my way to me my pieces out of form. Over church and sign you know. Not them look NDV. So I tell them catch them. Not them look NDV. Me finish anka aban between aboma and you know more beboa because we carry the mobile. So I don't know the body. So the best teacher no cry fatigue degree the house.
Na anopo na make say anopo e wo hefa
me call my community different school but the young starting to school office for
the school na original wa free
the school na make the program na free
ya da say na mo nkyere nkola na de why
yo man
ya da say teacher ni a wo asadwen o say for body important na ode wadwenche asaba mefa me very last call na fe ma ba studio na course ni bi ba me say madam wo wusuniti unze anso wa fa bi mu wa fa bi mu embassy school ya sem kutu awu ene obi kan o say afianko wa bo me ntam gase so anope tutu ni atoto bode ni e de hye mi kotoku no ka sembi say to bia wo mu fi nkra na se wo mu best school a wo mu ro mu kwatre kwa na se bi oni chokoto piotui ene wo hye na aka akra no wadu school mu ho no kwasi kakraba ena wo kekos kwasi yente o agwasi mpocho ma onye dumam ai mente wonka papa
road now odem ko maybe inside I cap now other got a road went to Anopa 6 months organ fa cars you do I go to mother here kai
agwasi I am not trying to be rude but only mon komo aye di no wo yesa o se dwumadi no me pese me kaso yourself Anopa na wo me ma ho kwan na wo ka afoforo aka nyina obi a befre and the problem a e won important abetudwa ye ka suku ho nsam it is a woni bibia ka wo ho a me pa cho enye nhye memfre Same ana wa homa no so na same mitie o
the theater make one program no TV so but my sister more come about education schools in our villages schools in our villages no in fact we shall move papa village ba ko bi wo ekurasi bi wo border region e bravo government central we short distance kwalano namuso atombo ba ko to school at times me won that mo to school na dey at the point no be to me sha you know say me o ti ma sia
me to ase pa so o ma bre onantia obedu school no wa bre
yes e bi mo kwa njem pobo they didn't share for bombing and a whole lot of distance. And some of them could do. And sometimes social facilities are the teachers no woman. It's not encouragement, they reduce almost to the level to teach very well. Because the environment where the teachers are even sleeping is a problem for them. Because of that, majority of them they don't even stay when it comes to weekends. Some of the teachers say where they live, where they stay. It's the same qualification. Because they find themselves very comfortable to work hard. Weekends require they can even organize extra classes for the students. But more people villages now, because the environment is very poor. I say, you don't man, I don't go to work. And I say, but and say, Banisa, we show more so great. Let's look at our leaders. Let's trace from the beginning to the end. We could get some of them that where they are coming from. You could see that at the end of the day, it's not only those who are coming from the city that is making Ghana, all those that they are coming from the villages. At least, if the government is thinking about projects and other things, it should also think about the education. How the children will go to school, how closer. It is a school uniform. But sometimes the word that says the big one can after the way she has in Kolani, after they stop not selling a school uniform, they're not selling a fiat. And no put in our attitude. Our car continues the answer to Bosuo. They are no vision.
Any wadwenkyerɛ ɛna no pay aha na mede afrɛ for dwumadi ni besi momi akwaba me give say ho ye de ma menje that sankyere mu rural education and urban education nso so ye me na dam
ma kyerɛ nso ne enum nanso me pese me hwɛ enuma bi ma yete the whole education structure no ase niema ekose ekase school a niema ekom say school ebi obi epeso set up school a ade edi kan obehwe structure ni ye levels ben ebi a me de free kg akosi DHS 3 ana SHS ana primary nko a eno ne structure no until levels no class 1 kg class 1 class 2 class 3 class 4 class 5 class 6 up to senior high school structure no and sana content ni ade a umubesua syllabus no and sana stakeholders no niema bebre ni wom nkoda na ebeba school no ewom teacher fo ewom awofo ewom community no ewom and sana facilities ni ye enioma school dan ye ka say I introduce ICT TLMs science lab computer lab library no money nioma nai na se wo hwa schools no emu no content no aye nwoma na yesua no se ye kurase adesua o se ye kromo adesua o ni nyina ayepe if say GS the syllabus no ba ma me che GS no na sade ni se otete nkwala man kwala adesua ene ntitiye efri KG ekosi senior high school GS asede no enti GS through the ministry no through the GS no na my syllabus no patcho atiase enti GS na fan ba bia curriculum research form no mo prepare syllabus no my the syllabus na ko ba bia kurasi o kromo the same syllabus and ye nyina ye use the same textbooks ni nyina ye use enti sa wo hwa sa afa no dia na chese kurasi adesua ani kromo adesua no ni nyina ye pepepe patcho so watiase afeni atosu ni no structure levels no eno so sa school bia obetumi as city for BEC no na chese so wo basic otumi ko KG primary no eko JHS ni wie ansa enti sa wo kasa wo hwe structure so a na chese structures ni de ni nyina so pe na mom de de nsunsun kakra ba no facility no any stakeholders no facility no ne akadia yedisua de say school dan any enyoma keka on sala ne library no mo ne ade no keka ho no na stakeholders no so eno so nsakrai kakra wo me fi say enipa na e wo community go school bia si community bi mu enti nipa na e wo community no mo ho no eya na omo aspirations no eta affect delivery education delivery ewo community no enti nsakrae na me pesa me hwe wo sa ne ma miuni stakeholders no ene facilities ebinom adi kan akeka challenges ni bebre school dan ba bia nkwala ne nanti ko school ni ade na kire se omo ka se nkwala ne twa kwan ne ko school mu a na kire se school ne men ba bia nkwala ne te no enti tisani awu kan se na ko school wo for others na wo de na otikrom ho na eko na ebinom firi nkurase na eba ba bia omo fi ba na omo ba school pa na kire se radius from school to omo fie no wa nti akola ne be nanti afifi ansa na waba sakra senkrankra na medi mani susu a on nanti bia be efinkran e de kokaso a mami kan chiro se nkola ne bi say senior high school si kola bi fika so aba ti say really secondary school be si kola ne bi fika so aba na so difference e wo mu ne say akola ne furuka but e bia ba bia wo kan ka di ho a obefuru aba se ka akura ho no mpa bia ska odi betua shenti obenante na waba na ne board e kura ne sanya wo kan ebinum adi kan no odi nti obedru school no no adidi awie pacho sati ase enti distance no difference bebre wo hanuma distance bi abinum te adenta eba school Accra Central na so difference wo anum kakra ye kwan a obedra kwanwa obenya ka so kutaska nko ade a but my refi so sankwala ne bi won so omonante won kran ha me ka se brebi ne e monitoring pantai Pantai village akola bi fi ho akola mienu oni ni omo ba school kwantana cluster ha no mo nam ti edu junction ho no mana akola mienu nam se akola mo kwa mo so ma pon school mo kofi mo kwa he pantai mo ko school he no mo kan nam se mo mase na me ne mo ko nti me no mo kwa na me ko pantai school ko he se mpa mo cha mo ma no be omo nyi wo mo ho se na be ya distance no ebe if you say se na ebinu madika kan akola ni bedroom school na wa bre se wa bra obeje mra agina home ansa na ne teacher ne ka no ahyase akonitiri so ho enso teacher no ni bre makola na obetra se agina home no udru school na se nkunta ne ahyase a ya hyase enti won a won etu abika firi won fie koye eni won ma won nante bre wo firi won fie koye eni won ma nante fika so eba eni won ma tra ka mu mpo ma bre nyina eba besua ebe hye mass na se 8 o'clock no so ho enti eno no eyo how kakra emma nkola no emma achechirefo no so emma disua ankasa kra so chechire no bi a oye chechire ni papa me fansa a o pese ne nkola no sua na so adwene na nkola no di ba besua di adwene na bre adwene na bre akola no nya hwia no nantie no nantie ni mrika no tu ye ni stress because why late to di mrika no eyi ahoden bebre afi akola no mu ti akola no betra se no na chese wa bre obeje ahome kakra ansa no ahyase asuade enti no eye how facility no eye how facility ni how ba ko a ekurasefo no so eye how wo mkese ene ti sese ya introduce ICT ya teacher poka se information computer technology ICT no nkwala bi ho me ICT no na abstract wa ye kire no ye draw anaso hwe paper so on handle computer ibida mouse on handle bida enso so osua ICT enso krom akola bi fan fichira apa onu akasa kra to me eko fence cafe eko tua ebia 50 pesos so sahe no onu akotra na wo browse meanwhile akola no ti ekurase no kra onye hu bida enso omu nyina akotworo nso hwe baako mpacho wate se afei proximity to sani awu kan say school dan bi ho no ma school dan achi nika si ho ya no kra but ya ba kro mu so a eno so wo kana make say kro mu so sa problems no ho ye school si bi near around ye hu say ba bi ho no omo de sa game center ibi abesi ho a che say during school hours no na game ni guso distractive to mo fra no ete sani akola nso nika etwetwa na so na akola na nika etwetwa na so na bi ana game center ibi eni ho so enti niam ni bi ho no mo a ejina abofra no so patwatias ejina abofra no so stakeholders no ejina abofra no so ejina wufo no so ejina chechire ni no so ejina community no so ana ekurasi adisua mpo se challenges kura wo ho a ye betumi atena se na ya hwe challenges kura e wo ho no ni ahwe kwan ya ebetumi afa so di abo amofra no if say na twetwam so be ka me ka say da bia etwam na etwam makola no enti say ye be tiatum na challenges na say yen sorry nyina nye bibi mfa ho a emofra no na ye say wo me ye kwantia wo challenges ne die so be ka last bi e wo ho enya de be fi ho kira gisen kakran ban ebe ya de famu de awofo be yo famu de na no fi adase group bi from Huraman so ye career counseling ama junior high school for nkola enya ban na ye you ye community num ana o ma hu se esese ye bibi ti se sa mankola na fi se ye twen aban a bi a ema so what you say enti ni ampesa me kan se e wo ho problems facility problem wo ho ekura na se computer ni ho enso bra na wo mu introduce sa FQB basic education me kai say sa JSS concept na ye technical vocational carpenter ni ade no na tools ni bi ni ho sa bra na me wo bra hafo nkurase ni bi wo mu hwe ekura na se wa carpenter ni a wo ho no mu a oye ade no a wo niam ni nyina no time no so for technical skills na ni asesa mo yede mo fra no eko fortunately nkurase classrooms no so nurse nkola ni nurse nkola na ye mfa na 35 40 carpenter ni na wo tema na waji atum se nkola no ndi obetumi ayede aboa wo mo no se dru sa abre na nkola 40 ni na yesesa om ne do mako ni workshop na wa kire wo eduma tab no so anoma sign eko classroom pacha so ates yan twen nkurase for teacher for na wo na twen se aban the tools beba ansa na nkola no atumi asua de enu nti na me ne Ghana education service wo mu decentralization na aba no atumu no decentralization ni se nge ni nyina na beba nkran ha beye na emu makura na se ho no mu no ana se community no mu no monsusu mu wo nia niema adwuma ni programs ni adin pi a decentralized from headquarters to the districts. And to say districts near Bebre, Sankra Hakra, Greater Accra Region, Hankway, or districts in Dunsia. I will be our district director. District director be our 4 deputies, immediate deputies, 4 front runners. Our born directly, they are deputy directors. And Sana on that devil, no so ya unit heads. I will be a schools no makwa head teacher now school hono. Ono no ya first line supervisor of the school. Na sa school no so esi community fan school boys o se ubon se kura. O se braha beje de beneme. Fabode beje wo ekura se won. Sa fabode beje wo ekura na se won. Head teacher na o hono no. Esese o hwe community no. Na ohun enkrofo bia one ne bebia enkrofo ho a o makosa school no mawie. Pachuates. Ni bebia obi wakura na se hono ma na ne gi nwasua ho. Ni bebia ohene anase ahemfo bi e wokrom hono. Ni bebia unit committee member na assembly member e wo community no. Ni bebia philanthropist bi e wo ho. So ho. Hwehwe sankrofo we no mo. Omo ne from schools management committee. Hwehwe wo na omo nye school management committee e ma school no. Sani ebe ya sa nyoma we challenges we no na ya ka se ye twen ama nyoma fi aban haba ebe ha bofra no omo na omo behwe na omo aboa se e bia sa ICT asemi ene se ye ni electricity school ho community obi an obi wo light wo fi ebi kwa na sorry bi wo ho a wo electricity so enti time no so no answer head teacher no through the SMC chairman no ebe ko na bia sorry sofo anase so time we so enkola no ye prepare one for BEC ye nkola ye omni nkola tenkran achimotafo nyina na ekotworo nso hwefukro na so hwe ye nkola yi una wo community hanom a wo bua se ko ba se nkola ye wo hanom se etumi nyini enya dwuma papa ya wasori nso bekoso e so mbo yi collection enti bua yen bra ye tete sa mofrei emwa ye hwehwe free wo honom ni se dru ICT time na mankwala ne mra ha no mu use light wo ha no mo fansua pacho atines se ye tumi tutu sa na mo yi a ebia ebeboa amankwala no one yeah train a man she say yes na koso no na ye the short term we no and so what to form say na be yankola na be benefit if such challenges in the e wo ho say obeti a wo mo kan ye no fit tinyina o obi a akọ school awie de dada e kan de na meti obi a akọ school awie de dada kan de wo so aka wo de obi a akọ school nenso bisa na obeka obenya biaka na die na ye afa na dia so
mami bisa wo kasai wo chemu mienu facility and stakeholders mayenhwa se free stakeholders awfo teacher for school for ankasa se udi nkrase de no etototo kromo de no na kekakwa mse ni di kan se ka teacher as a stakeholder teacher ni no woni fa bia wo make teacher ni won die kra na se ekrasi kra light kra ni ho waware
nene
yere ti krom nti juade anopa ene wo free krom na wakọ ekra na se na wakọchira de obeduro na wia nti wakọhye ekra na se ya wada nwumre wo pon a fiada no pon ma wo assignment na wa fiwo si ya de saa nye ma ekra to teacher ni a wote madina na mpo wakira de e wa achimota ada bia obetumi akwa aba nkoye nkola na omu nkora se ne yebo nwabro
kaisa me wi school fufuro na krubi me chira de won sutam na kura ediso na nshapim so me te se obi wo ho no mo akoye teacher o ye teacher ni ani ye de na eba ye ko history bia ete ye kro mano behia no wo kwa ho ye de teacher ya post teacher de na eba kro mano kuhia no kwa so kro mano kuhia kwa so saa no na chese wo fia eda wo kotena mu no e wo ho twen o te ase enti ansa na ye de teacher ni be ko baabi no me say me ko e me head teacher na e ko hi da e ko pe dan e ma mi a me enti na saa bread no na dan asem enya problem na me fikufodua fia da me ba kofodua zania wo kan ya but joda no pa me do school mo no mansa na bonu sia ne fa so enti saa nyoma na wo ho ne ampesa me kan se eye no kure se saa nyoma no wo ho ni o teacher ni a o ti madina a o kira de wa chimota obetumi a elite se teacher ni nya committed a obetumi a elite supervision enya stronger teacher ni betumi a elite but se teacher ni nim se mete ehefa na se me ba hefa na se me ko no na me head teacher eni me second supervisor e wo ho no mo a obeba ntem pacho temase ni etosu mi no teacher ni a bia ote kromo friends adesu na o kira de wo
eso kire ma ho baby
say because eso kire ma ho no mo no bia esan teacher ni so sasabe mpenduasa o enipa obepa tv ahwe obepa sanu ma na hwe enti on tena eso kire ma ho na mo bia o ba betena adesu efi adesu ko eso kire ma ho no kilometers no say na say brebe na teacher ni no be free a obedru school so what say enti say ya catch say ya no say once a waje wo letter say ko kira de wo eso kire ma na wan ka say eso kire ma de mintumi kira de so what say
na waje ka kra ya de mbojatum
say ni endia na kire say wo sabe if say ba bia ye here service no e ho ne do be ko so what say once a waba wako training no and then na bia teacher training no wo mo tua yeso mo tua na first abai na training wo so be teacher ni abai training abai training we no say ha say na kona ko kira de mame bia for some reason menti apo bi yare enti me ho no mo no hospital kwani ade enti mintumi menyi ni sa wo kasa a kire posting officer na obeka se chinchina akọ so what tangible reason tia wontumi nkwakura na se a so what I say so what reason okay me gidi say but say wo gitum na say wo kwa na commitment your contract wo nya juwa ina what sign contract with your employer say say adwuma no wo beye wo hu enti am say see ehwe ne sa from that angle say na commitment bi ba because medium akwala no na me hwe no akwala has done nothing within all the process no akwala no it is not akwala ne fault ne kwa wo no wo twe very abe akwala no so obeko school ba shatare eko school dia na ese teacher ni wo ho no ma obekire na de nti sabai e post teacher ni ko na se wo teacher ni so ugitum se wo so obeko dia ese se wunya atika bi se adwuma no obeye enu nti na wo kwakoye so enti eno no sa commitment ni se ba ye ma teachers ni ti ase so because ye bi so ye excuses bebre say na e ho no muti say na ho no muti say na nkwada na wo ho no munya den nkwada na wo ho no mu no ye wo mo fault na wo ho eno so nti na by de kakra incentive kakra aba ma teachers a wo mo gitum e ko nkrase e ko kira de no efri say so teacher ni a obekwa krase e ko kira de no study leave kra na obekwa which I say normal teacher ni a okrum just any teacher over 3 years the 4th year no and sana what me apply for study leave with pay am I the man what teacher ni a wakwa de wekurase after 2 years no what me apply incentive because omo nyina nim say ni a wo ho no sa na tie but esa say ni pako enti omo the incentive kakra aka ho a ebe encourage teacher no ama ono so akọ aye na adwun so obekọ no kon so obekira de enti teacher ni owekurase ani teacher ni awokuru so suya kakra wo mu ni say incentive kakra bi cause omo ti ase omo nim say akurase ho no mo no sabi ho no mo nya ana wo school mu so a learning environment me ti say wo ka learning environment learning environment no so ya na hadwen kakra wo share difference kakra wo ti say achimota any otwen very abe learning environment ade ba ko papa ho kakra ne say nkwala na wo akurase ho no mo nurse classroom ne omo nurse ti say achimota school nkwala classroom ba nkwala be 70 so enti teacher contact no teacher people contact no kakra chain
ekromu de
ana teacher no so tumi hu nkoda no chain ekromu de bi se nkola ne nurse nti oni makola bia ha no mo no ade esese eba ebe boa ne se awofo na wo community no mo no omo be ma woni akọ adesua no medical ka SMC no was omo school management committee every school should have it sani ebe ya omo be boa ama nyoma akoso so
ma Elizabeth me da say Madam Elizabeth Odro Mensa la Nkwantana Madina Director of Education and Wadasa municipality nano and afenya mecha de yensaka Orapo Krapa Kasamafo the Ministry of Education and afi Ora Anis Hafa also educationist and penifoi and so abekam ho era no me makwaba ora pokrapa o twi no etoto na megidi se obetuma kan kakra yemia ye ni baby ese ode bofo fam na dia fa kakra na yedi nko ye hwe rural education in Ghana challenges as a ministry and as a no challenges ben amunim at the rural education in Ghana.
Well, thank you very much. Now, rural areas, there are a lot of challenges. The teacher they don't want to go to the rural areas because we can't say accommodation here, we can't say electricity here. Now, so a problem for home. And most of the time, you still call those areas. Some of them don't accept it because Omunim say they will face a lot of challenges. Now another thing to say, those areas cooperation from the community very difficult. I would say most rural folks they don't take so much delight in the education of their children. Until we need some of the challenges. Now another major challenge now if you see infrastructure. Now, so that one we are trying to address it. As at 2009, there were over 4,000 schools under trace or Oman, Ghana. Now, as at last year, the government was able to eliminate over 2,000 of the schools under trace. Now, a yearly issue, what you say, because we to be eliminating all schools under trace at a particular time. We eliminate one, another one springs up. What you say, because community phone they also on their own accord almost start schools. Now almost start schools no sadia. Just said there's a need for the government to absorb and it will eliminate backward. Another one springs up. And yet because of that now, we make us say as at now, at least 70% of the schools are been eliminated. But as we eliminate more spring up. And those are the challenges in the rural areas. Now so as far back as 2005, Ministry no identify the challenges. And the Ministry no introduce a program be a teacher sponsorship program. Now teacher sponsorship program we is sad that say College of Education over who one of the districts now every year no list schools districts with challenges. Now over called district director now over signing form no more. Actually say we of course no you go back to that district to teach. Now that has been operational for almost 10 years. Now so we have not been able to use that one to address the inadequacy of teacher supply in the rural areas.
Rural program remember hona memma owura ani safa akwaba. Na owura fa sa challenges here rural program abuboy unua ba so abubo bia kama. Asa say ba ne sa.
Say no krobo mana menua ba le menua ba ma kama. Se obi a okaso onko yedwuma ekurase no eya na yedima wo ho nso ombenom electricity bi ometena ne ade ina nipa obi apesa no to na kakra. Now there are two elements I'm person me introduce. The first one and in the phone canal, and I call that's a physical infrastructure. A dying a bit in electricity near them. But there's another component, and also here that's the cognitive infrastructure. I don't know, I'm the Minister of Education, I know woman tank orchestra. But there's also a problem. In a sense, me I tell my son, not make school across the Tutuka or Boise. We didn't have the physical infrastructure. We didn't to one room in Soto and Yakoshaho, a real one Yakoti, but they had what they call the cognitive infrastructure. Deben Yokusian. And woman make sure how prepared are they to do that? And no, the dear Minister of Education, so many bound Maka since 96, also many bound. And make sure said, first day of school na Kasano. Ube who said, after the teachers almost pray, almost say, almost the materials, almost normal lecture, almost bomb near them. Program Yama private schools, one more 10 first day of school. One more 10, about a week before the school begins, we put all that together. What it means is that there are three elements in the cognitive infrastructure. The first one, Minister of Education, the GS syllabus, one of the schemes of work or weekly forecast. The second one is the lesson notes or the instructional strategies. The third one is the teaching and learning materials. I know there's all down, we need to have those things. And no say I can come. And by that what I mean is say schemes of work nature say every week in the course of the 13 weeks, what are we going to study? What would they be sharing? And private schools, and what I do is that I got them to write this all down. Normally they are both bulletin board, so how could they be our school classroom what themselves? First week they also use and according to subjects, so let's say mathematics. First week we need second week we need third week we need we do the same thing for English, sciences, religious and moral education, social sciences. Now, and one pass on and say, now I want us to look at this. Your culture, no, and won't be a home house as a son. Anytime we go school, the first now me and say, I do what we call a pre-service. Second period class now also mathematics. Now see the teacher and can't me. Pay attention to this one. And I say you take another class, another student at random. Or China with third period, me musa mobile science. Science their numbers. Teacher can't me. It is part of our culture. I want us to pay attention to this one. Your culture no about friends we hoard information. HOARD. We hoard education. Kakra will be our information we are not yet you can't get it out. Number necessary. One may be they need that information more than anybody else. So we have to begin to transform the mindset that we have that comes from our native origins and look at the 21st century. Because that's what everybody else does. When I go to a school in Akosibra, Ochina second period you have English German all those here. Also be now kase ochina mission pronouns. Also be na no kan. Ochina mo koye science dem mo sia ya photosynthesis. They have to be able to speak that. We have to bring our children for them to look into the future. And no, this culture assess our normal because Obia feels that for some reason, if you are unprepared, you cannot be able to educate the kids that way to look into the future. So that's the first thing that we have to do. Every kid, and I look at it this way, maybe a class 1 for almost to my class 2 almost class 3 almost, but from upper primary, everybody needs to know exactly what they're going to study tomorrow. They need to know exactly what they're going to study next week, and they should be able to tell you at the end of the 14th week, these are the specific things that we're going to study in every single subject in the Ghana education syllabus. That's the first part. There are two other parts.
The other part, watch them. Na okay, cancer annual wakikani na nia unia bema and swaka. So I saw Ben ya na the breast school for. This is one more moon crassy.
In crassy cranny, here's our normal. Anytime we be say you crass any idea, no. Many of them and near back, they are the physical infrastructures that are difficult to come by. And so, you know what you're going to do. Electricity, know what you're going to do. A room, there's no room, what you're going to do. But these challenges can always be converted into opportunities. So, what I'm suggesting for the districts, now let's pay attention to this one. I've seen so many districts. You might be, for example, say, out of the district, maybe there are about 20, 30 schools. 30 schools, I'll guarantee you that half of them have electricity. Half of them might have the rooms, half of them might have the, how will you call it, even a computer facility. So now, how do we maximize the resources that we have at our disposal? Oh, the channel into what we do. And I'm suggesting to every DCE Metropolitan District Assembly or Municipal District Assembly that each one of them should have a training center incorporated in their system. What that means is that if you bring all the good English teachers together, so that they sit down before the first day of this class of the school year to plan all these things and then distribute materials produced to all the deprived parts of the same district. And we are not using that lack of resources as an excuse. That preparation is key. Let me give you an example. When we were being colonized by the British, they were colonizing us from England. They were colonizing Ghana, Nigeria, India. All because their minds were prepared in terms of how they're going to manage the country. And if you look at a place like India, there are only a few handful of British officials who are controlling the whole continent. They had planned to do it. And yet, there's not a problem at all. It's a matter of managing our minds, managing our resources, and being prepared with the adequate materials that will feed the schools. And then you see the difference that it will make.
Managing our minds, managing our resources, and being prepared. Na, mami, ye kumana se ye manum ye no so ye ko school in class na de no. Aya to me perform.
Emi se ne aya kan nyina ni sunsan so na opese obi say performance. If you say ampa say resources e wo krasi ho no limited. Say ampa say teachers enti ekura ba bi o kira de no assign facilities adequate facilities are oninti. Say ampa say TLMs en nurse ni omo be use the akira de en nurse. Ampa say school adan akwala learning environment no enye papa emma nkwala ne dia. Enya na performance no so ebekọ from kakra. Be say me kai say na school bi wo the Brown Fada make na school ba ko ne JHS 3 for no me 8 obi enwotwe me pese me go school ni di enso ye wie e kire na mu miensa ana tumi nya kwan ekọ senior high school enso na eye depo sese akura na se
nipa miensa
ha enya kwan akọ anka ne ye hwehwe ne se omunyina benya kwan akọ na so ye hwe senia ehote na kwada miensa tumi afiri ho anya kwan akọ senior high school ye bo teacher for na baso me pacho what na make yes enti ne ye kan nyina coordinate into performance so yeah mindset na necessary exercise so me pese ye hwe problems na ye kase na we anye se dey na yen na ye mpanyinfo a ye wo ho sese me ye head teacher ana me ye teacher ni ana me ye owufo ana se meti community num den na metumi aye fi se wo ho challenge ni wo ho ye ka se na me di ka ye ka se ye enumerate a obi a be enumerate ni amenu abe ma akan ni me panyi akan ye trase na se ye twitwi firi mu a ye betumi ehun nioma ye betumi aye e di abo a be ma be bifa performance before the beginning of the term no teacher for nyina bia ye kire mass nyina ye hia say me district na Nkwantana district teachers kire mass nyina ye be ye pre-term conference na obia syllabus no da ho nyina ya structure say obia kire nyina ne ye kire ni na weekly ade a ye be kire no ya tabulating nyina for maths for English for way na uba school ebo notice board so akola bia nkohwe enti ufra akola na bisa se de na be sua kina akola na dwum esanse wona dwum nti se okofie ne so nya time kakra akola opese osua de no onkotra computer ho anasa onko game center unya ne 100% but tell me Nkwantana ha can you say we are putting back starfish into the sea enye kola ni nyina na ebetumi aye wo mu ne epese ye na so se nyame adom na finish mpo na kola ba ko pe ne bra asesa na chese etumi aye bibi me pa chwate me enti performance yes e bia na performance wo fo ye hu ne enti a performance no wo fo e de na ebetumi aye ama performance no abasoro
Orani ora alote meba oso Mr. Krampa meba oso na mamen ko Orani safa no me bisa na me kan nyina mbom na once I free Minister of Education no watumi aboyen nkolai na wo muntumi nya de enkradase yenim se etode bia teacher for eka ho teacher ni what ni ne matikrum na ya na wo be class be kira de nkolai so no stick almost a part of the stakeholders our form so come one commitment and so that pejamo cry facilities once my kind school down the cry no behwe no na and so that papa omutindi ase ebia omuhia information best computer technology center but man can you represent sanity information and communication technology na here library sa nyoma nyina no ayem kola ne mfom so mo kopie ba bi omo wo no nti wo mo nya
me started class 1 no that time on na next to na me TV crowd wo kra boy on sase on se dru ha ansa na wa class 1 on se do na ma me no wotwe an se be dru ha on se ma me wa kwada no ma no kopie onyina no aba in 1 year the crasio tutuka in 1 year you to me can country you to me trotry class 1 in 1 year class 1 you to me trot brofo you to me can brofo you to me can this is what I'm saying this was in a village it's the preparation we cannot lose track of that now we will computer that net TV there was none of these things but we could read and we could write I mean what does that tell you today there's absolutely no excuse but you're paying for now education you know they have to let me tell you a lot of our people need to be retrained again of course whoever tells you they have stopped learning is regressing in this day and age let me tell you everybody has to be up and doing to see how they can make a better person of themselves in order to extend that I mean a lot of our institutions are static we never stop because who we are not before Fraba. And all I'm saying is that the preparation is key. Many times, again, when we talk about even the supervision, let me be honest with you, the number of times that I've gone to do training in the villages, who supervise about order. If I saw one, I would tell you, and then you go to the departments and they are apathetic. What you say? What can I say? It's a culture in this country. People have the fantastic degrees, they are in fantastic offices, they are driving fantastic cars, but they are not visible in terms of where they should be. But more class 1, it was not like that. Some of the supervisors will come on a bicycle, some of them will walk. Those how many cars were two cars, maybe 1 or 2. But the focus was there. And I hear crying your own class, your school there. Because there was a purpose. Purpose as Santo can say.
But I be.
Yes, maybe they in this way. These days, we seem to miss that. So it's part of what the leadership in this country has to do, is to let it be known. The education is important, whether you're in a village, whether you're in some district that's deprived and so on, because the kids are ready. Let me tell you, sometimes when I've gone to the villages now, in the rainy season, at Techankwa, and Kodada in the Nemomuko school. In the dry season, at Techanko, in Futru, and Kodada in Nemomuko school. What's that telling you? But then you get there and you realize that the situation is bizarre. You know, we as grown-ups, if you are committed to education, has to begin to show. You know, and then the other thing I also tell you, you can go to the same village or rural area. There was one school out to me said, headmaster, they knew school no so far. They are planting trees. They are finding ways to harvest the rain. They have times to water the gardens. You go to the same school about half a mile away, not at it. It's the mentality that we have to manage the schools that's the critical thing. See, there's nothing in this country that we cannot do. But so it's a time, I'm glad we're doing programs like this, because the future of any country depends on the development of their human resources. And we are there now. Now the advantage Ghana has is that anytime Ghana is in a leadership position, you know, I've seen schools in Guinea, now you have project to do Futajolo Mountains. Schools in Ketenkiti, but when you want to do that, so Kofi Annan did that back also. Kwame Nkrumah did that back also. And I'm not sure if Kwesi Saki, some of the people who were in the United Nations, no, they look up to Ghana for these things. But so I see the opportunities that we can exploit, which we don't do. But again, I said it the last time. Your DC for they all need to be upgraded in their standards. They need to be taught what quality education is. We cannot assume that they know. They need count as it. Because we are all learning. Whoever, and we have to be humble enough to say that this is what I did last year. This year, I want to make it better. And to make it better, I need that preparation myself so that I can begin to see how we can move on. And then what do we do? The other advantage that we have in this country is that others are progressing at such exponential rates. We can watch what they do. If you can't go there, go on the internet. All the facilities that they have, we can begin to emulate the same thing. In fact, in places like Finland, they are even restructuring the architecture of the schools so that from class 1, by the time you get to class 3, class 4, class 5, there are visible products that you can produce. There are visible services that you can produce. If that happens, would a kid not go to school? Yeah. The other thing I also want to say is that in Krasny Biamekono, and we want to look at how we're going to reshape the curriculum. In Krasny Biamekono, other Thursdays or Tuesdays, we're going to in the classroom. Other also, one man say, "Oh, 10 times we saw my time." You know, harvest yams, and then they were looking at that negatively. And I'm saying, no, this is a positive approach. When you harvest yams, it's not everybody who can harvest yams, and it's also part of the curriculum. That how do you grow plants? How do you harvest? How do you store? All of that has to be incorporated in the curriculum itself, so that if the parents are coming to pick up their children on Thursdays for the harvest, it should be part of the education process. I don't know how to harvest.
Ura ni safa medasina membra ura airport krapaso. Asweye Ministry of Education. Munim sa problems nyina. Anamo ben na mutu.
Thank you. Ministry do yenim all this problem now okay. To be very honest with you, our children are very intelligent. Ghanaian children are very intelligent. You put them anywhere, they will excel. Now, we are identifying some of the challenges. One of them is teacher absenteeism. School baby, school baby, especially in rural teacher for some of them, they don't go to school. Now, we hear some statistics. Last year, since teacher absenteeism was about 27%. Before the end of the year, it reduced to 20%. Now, call all the minister, call all the regions for Ghana. And what we saw was that in some cases, some of the teachers were not present. And that was why the ministry has declared this year zero tolerance for absenteeism. We are very serious about it because teacher for a school without teachers, nothing will take place. Until this year, one of our targets said we will ensure that there's I mean, there's no teacher absenteeism in any school in this country. Now, one other thing, so you say this year, you will say some of the subjects say mathematics and science a big problem for your school. Just last week, you called this excellence award or WICFO excellence award. You'll be surprised to hear say all the first, second, and third, they did extremely well. Now, Omu topped the whole of West Africa. And this is not the first time. Since 2008, Ghana has always topped. Our children are intelligent.
Omu topping. Omu fin krasi and omu fin Chrome.
Oh well, omu call schools for Chrome. Baku free Wesley. Mienu free Baku free Wesley girls. Baku free St. Francis Xavier Senior High School in the Upper West region. Utiasia. It's one of the best schools. St. Francis Xavier is one of the best schools in this country, and St. James Seminary is also the same thing. Now, as I mean, Pesimica say, our children are, my brother Oka said, they are ready. They are very intelligent. They are there now. So we need to ensure that the supervision is the biggest problem. What he has here, there are people who are responsible for supervision in the districts. Especially the school supervisors. Some of them they don't go to the schools. They don't go. Luckily for us, this time around, National Inspectorate Board. Now, National Inspectorate Board or Chief Inspector of Schools. Now, as I say, they are deploy zonal coordinators all over the country. To vehicles, so now, in addition, Oma recruiting 300 retired educationists all over the country. Now, Omuna be schools to ensure that there's effective teaching and learning, even in the villages. Now, recruiting with 200 national service persons also. Say they will assist them in collection of data and so on and so forth. You perceive strengthened supervision. Once we are able to strengthen supervision, then there will be effective teaching and learning. What you say? Because syllabus or now, I mean, the scheme of work, as he rightly pointed out, lesson notes. Once those things are there and somebody supervises the teacher to perform, you definitely perform. What you say? But if there's nobody to actually ensure supervision, that is why there will be any lapses that may occur. You get a point. I think that is how it is. Yeah. We are very, as a minister, we are actually working around the clock to ensure that there is effective supervision. Our minister, or no nonsense program, only registering now or Niamanu herself. What I say, or you consult region B, you do her around 8 o'clock. Out of 15 teachers or staff, only 5 reported. What I say, your offices also we didn't meet the people. What I say, and we are very particular about it because you will say once we strengthen supervision, there will be effective teaching and learning. Madam,
Meba also na minko ora hafa so minfa asemi ma na yam di hu komo. Unse mbisa ne se school for na ball modern no. Omuko school be in class ya na se krom. Na rightly no what can say e krom. Ngwala na e class no. Facilities ni nyoma wodo mo ye de compare krom for de na ombetumi ni krom for na sia kai
before them be say be every year you looking at the results of BC results no there the big towns no they are not going to be found no a year crazy for the past 4 years no Obuasi municipality Jabiso Western region.
Jabuso.
Among the best 10, big Accra metropolis, Tema, they are not going to be found. And just say the villages are now doing very well, and the whole thing actually boils down on leadership. All his talk or talking about district chief executives is on leadership. And this year, one of our strategies say. You're meeting with all district chief executives in Ghana. Your first one, Zona 1 was Kumasi. Then just about 3 weeks ago, your second one was Nkrahia. You meet all the district chief executives. You catch almost say to enable effective quality education delivery, they should be deeply involved.
But that's it for that information. And Orahafa and watch them when say see a gratis in class and one picture. Sana Hun.
Say we talk about Wesley Girls, we talk about Fransman, we talk about Cranberry College. Kids who go in the way they come from, they don't come from the public schools. They come from the private schools. One for Bangkok private school, and you think they're going to go to Wesley Girls, you're a dreamer. St. Augustine's, Achimota, most of the kids there, almost all of them, the statistics show that they've been prepared by the private schools. So private schools in Ukraine, now this country's collapsed. And also I'm beginning to understand this. It's the Ministry of Education, the way it's been set up now, is it capable of controlling the schools to bring the kind of quality that we're talking about? I doubt it. Because I've been watching this since 96. One regime after the other, one system after the other, one person after the other. So now we want to go back to decentralization. And I mean this, is that let's say the Utiman Probi, that's a road in Asaya. You think someone from Accra City Center will come and locate it for you? What you are, no power code, and we have to begin to empower the districts. And then there also has to be the element of competition amongst them. But this business of thinking that somebody from Accra is the one who's going to go to Nkwanta district or is going to go to Shama to correct things, and I think we should get that out of our mindset. It doesn't work like that. We have to begin to identify the districts, put in the people who are qualified to run effective schools, so that in the periphery, they are there, they are observant, we observe them, and then we want to see the performance of one district against the other. We need that transformation. If you don't have that transformation and we think we're going to do the same way that we've been doing over and over again, we are lying to ourselves. And I'll quote this thing from Albert Einstein. I'll say it's insanity to continue doing the same things the same way and expect a different result. That's what we've been experiencing in this country. If we don't change that, I'm telling you, the 20 years from now, we'll begin to talk about the same things. But the time has not come now where the whole structure has to be transformed. And the focus should be on the district. So-called inclusive way, some of the brightest brains are there. Take the kid from that environment, drop him or her in another environment, and see the difference in performance. It's all the opportunity. And then the other thing is this, we just put anybody there to go and take over education. Education is a profession. To manage it is a profession. To teach it properly is a profession. To supervise is a profession. We don't just throw anyone out there and ask them to perform in a capacity in which they are totally unqualified to do. These are the things that we
I just want to react. In fact, the point is talking about, in fact, there are issues that we are now implementing. Decentralization is, it's on board. It's nothing new. It's on board. And as soon as this decentralization takes off, all the issues he's talking about will be killed for. Now, the decentralization, but in addition to this decentralization, we need to put in place certain structures. You get a point. You don't just wait until the whole system becomes decentralized. At least there should be structure. There's a transitional period. You get a point, and that is what you need to strengthen, and that is exactly what I'm talking about.
Ora kapa medasena member Ora Elizabeth Odro Mensa so na utie nia Ora kapa kan ya esen class si womu pija womu ana Ora afa so se ente sa nema bibre enso dan koyi ekra no wo kasa no wasan so kire mu se ukọ class ya kola bi wa yesusu wonimade fa wonimade we class be pejam de ba krom this year e be so wonimade ma ne proso begin kra baka so wonimade sadie mu ne sa sem kra na sem kola no bre anse de wo hu
generally say we kasa in general terms there nkwada ne bre efise they are learning a lot of things in the abstract enti ya ka kire na wana dwum picture onya huni enso nka wo kira dia teacher for you from the known to the unknown. The different concrete was some so kasa kutu no so kutu no hu kutu a ochira wa oba kutu odimpe okra ohu adekro enti esese ya hwe no but mania etache me pa ne ewura krampa kan say o ma set up a inspectorate border o mo ba fi kran akoye supervision o ma to cars no mani ade ama o mesre say security supervisors no e bia nkran ha de easy say obeko na adwuma so but baby o hono a o twa nsuo ka ni ho a o de beko esese o konso enti nka ebetumi a motorbikes po bicycle po yam support yam logistics na ebetumi am de aye adwuma no na wo ma no ni ofanya adwuma na se wanya a hono na wotumi access na adwuma na ka se we so wantumi anye nti say but say be a logistics nti yanhwe hono no
okay well just to add to what you said the circle supervisors the internal supervision by the Ghana Education Service is still there what you say where external NIB the national supervision is external what you say the internal one all the districts they will continue to have their circle supervisors right now so where there is just external
yes right but
now if you go around earlier on bicycles ma circle supervisors
motorbikes
motorbikes but some of them are not living up to expectation to be very honest with you some of them as some say if they were to be living up to expectation most of this problem would have been solved what they say if some of the circle supervisors were going to the schools that have been assigned to them all this problem will have been solved.
Who supervises the circuit supervisor? Sending okay, say be a facilities na yadema omo no man to me ahwesum. Maybe dia kakra be pese be kan say ya pese ya access obi a. Say access no say ya ma oni afa adwuma. Na wonye nia sesa wo ye no. Wan kasa we innovation bi a wo de ye no. Wo to me the count nia dia ma no ho na wo ye. Enti obi okra the facilities na be ma no but senia opanyi kai oni onye educated to do that type of work. Nti I say quality of officers in so ya do omo to schedules so say and I council said that no last week we can say nema mienu teacher quality and supervision. Teacher quality no Ghana Education Service here wo near lack any supervision. Enti me stress Mr. Krampe me de pa mate so say ekoso so ampa but mama ne nyentem na but at the root no so execute supervisors no so ne esese de ma won a betumi amama ya adwuma no eno so yenhwe ne yemfa ma won health teachers no so yenhwe ne yemfa ne esese de ma won minim say capitation no a component of it should go into TLMs the preparation of learning materials, teaching and learning materials. As I said, you share that and also so ekoso. If it's a sanya medi kanka and esa kola no usua dia wonya bibihwe esua na tumi aka na dwene. Sanya ma we no nyina ho. Sanya medi kanka and say your content, your structure, your stakeholders, your facilities. Content and structure ne dey e power baby a the same syllabus na Ghana Education Service baby a ukakura still ukokuru mo nyina yusu. The same structures in the operating KG, P1, P6, junior high school. Mienu na aka no any facilities ne stakeholders no. Stakeholders no so me kai papa so dey atoso say you make use of maximum use of facilities ayewo. Be a school ewo light. Or light. Or ICT or lab. School B ni bia. School A health teacher ni school B health teacher. Second supervisor and share so move to me enya period be a school A to me move to school B to assess facilities now mo and I'm a sanka council so A be a school B a credit B a be a sorry be wo ho a wo mo wo A be a opani bi wo ho a owo sa de no ye ni wo mo nkasa and then ni short term measures no na and senkwala ne ntumi nkasa mo ntwen na next year ba nsa mo abeye ko ade che se ne ye kasa nyina time na take enti kwa betumi afa so be mankwala na tumi perform na bia obi a wo community no mo no ya involve no ye
bre na etia ne kakra na owura ne isafa memra na fe ye wrap up asa say aban to na mo be say teacher fo ya wo mo ko nkrase sa incentive ya tia it is like
I told you, if you keep doing the same thing the same way, we get the same results. We have to be drastic. Open Minister of Education, they have to remove the whole structure and plant it right in the middle of Ghana, whether in the Bronafo or south or the northern region, so that they have access. If they want to do the controlling there, then they have access to all the other places within short distances. But to be situated in Accra and think that you're going to do something northeast or I can't say upper east and upper west, they're wasting their time. However, if they want to be stationed in Accra, then they have to decentralize and decentralize properly. So that the person in Upper Eastern does not need Accra to tell them what to do. These are the things. But then we have to put in, like I said, managers of the school system. You know, you'll be surprised the expertise that it takes to be able to manage a district and manage it effectively. We take political appointees and drop them there. And they themselves, one, they don't have the expertise. They have absolutely no commitment. But they have been given titles of jobs that they are not capable of doing. Right in Ghana, it doesn't make sense. Into this, we need a transformation of the mindset. And then the other thing is that part of our culture is in the way. Many times, you know, the other thing that we need for the children is to inspire them. They can't just say, as Anopa can say. Yes, we have to inspire them. But the person who is inspiring you, in their core of their own being, have to be inspired. Can you hear my amendment?
So we should be crying. As now with me, I should be crying. I just say, we no longer son. You're showing crying. I just say,
that is the point. All of these things have to be incorporated in the way that we train teachers. What is the point? Confidence in our young people is key. So a big would say yes, me to me ahead, and then putting them in positions where, like I said before, they have the syllabus at their disposal, they understand what they're supposed to do, and they prepare ahead of time to come to showcase to the rest of the class what it is that they're capable of doing. This culture does not allow that. We have some serious problems here. It starts with the mindset.
Yeah, just to react to some of the issues. Or can say ministry should be put. Minister of Education or 20 agencies under the Minister of Education. And yet, like other countries, we more Minister of Education responsible. Minister of Education, 20 agencies, and the biggest agency in here, Ghana Education Service. What do you say? And they are responsible for pre-tertiary education. More regional directors all over the country. More district directors all over the country. And that is they are responsible for implementation of policies on pre-tertiary education. And to put the Minister of Education there, that doesn't work because there are other agencies under the Minister of Education. Non-formal, National Council for Tertiary Education, National Accreditation Board, under the Minister of Education. What do I say? But the body that is responsible for basic education, National Ghana Education Service. What do I say? And they have also put in place structures. Now, under the decentralization, all these structures are going to be there.
Overseer
that is the point.
Agencies.
That is it. Oh, that is my country said last year, almost all the 10 regions. Minister called almost all the 10 regions. Now, that's within a month, last month, you are meeting all the district chief executives all over the country. Because they who say we need to ensure that our agency performs its duty. And you are meeting all district chief executives, regional ministers, 2 zones, Kumasi and Accra. So we are concerned. What you say? We are very much concerned. Now, the only thing to say, sometimes we are not happy that our agency, the Ghana Education Service, is not performing as to expectation. That is why on our own accord, we also do our monitoring. Now, the National Expenditure Board Assembly and yes, separate is an independent body, independent of the Ghana Education Service, a external body. Now, Ghana Education Service, they will still continue to perform their duties, but this body will actually, they will also, like a supervisory role.
Supervising the supervisor.
Yes, to ensure that there's effective teaching learning.
Na yen class schools no yen pejam
na ma e betu ene say e be ma community say school be as community na masua hu hia ma wo as a community na mofra no na aban enti say na medi kankan yo SMCs papa ka say from time to time some sort of in service training mrano no yen frɛ SMCC ye ni community ni hia ye ni community no ento anamo ye ma community ni hunu hia so mo support school no na head teacher no ni community no enye good collaboration school community bi wo ha wo nim head teacher no po if so anti krom ho do school mo 7 o'clock na about 3 no point yape no man the bags no ko enti se bibi ba community ni nim head teacher no kra no ma support no e se ye hwe ye ya district no ye hwe se papa grandpa ka say decentralize yes am papa ya decentralize ama district ni ye nyoma bebre ya ehia say e headquarters ni akwakoje permission you just enti as say strengthen sa community participation no if it's a share FQ na there's a community participation component community has a role to play because some who say school na we community no community no should have an impact and the people are sent from the community to the school and they go back into the community into almost cyber community no more eni pakura mo assign do mo aba community no na ba community na hu say adwuma na mo ye school ho no e be benefit won it say ye ma nipa no obia stakeholder bia hu na sede enti district no ministry any Ghana Education Service yan ma district no ehunu sa nyoma we no mo so omunye na masa kan inspectorate board ya neji hu pa nti mama enye because supervision dey nipa bia ni ho ha nipa bia ate ho no na se onim so bia ma
no oye ni ope ora ni safa ya ku edem dia ni ebeye
and the markano and I repeat what I said. If you want to be effective in this country to change education, you have to move the Ministry of Education from where it is in the central location, where you know what that will do? That will make everybody's mindset change in the sense that we are not going to do things the way we used to do them before. And not only that, they are accessible to us. That's the first thing. The second thing is that even though they are regional situations, we've had the regional situation, God knows when. And I'm telling you, it will not change. So what I'm saying is that to put people in those positions, one, they have to be qualified, they have to be committed, they have to show on a yearly basis the successes of their endeavors. Otherwise, guess what? We're going to go through the same bureaucracy and we'll be confused and our children will suffer for it. We cannot continue doing the same things that we do now. We have to change them. And then we truly become an independent country. Otherwise, we're wasting our time. Had it not been for the private schools, education in the system would have been collapsed.
No, I totally disagree. I totally disagree with you. You know, how many are they? We have 14,000 primary schools in this country, 8,000 junior high school. It is true that at the basic level they perform, but when they get to senior high school, those from the basic public schools perform better than them. That is it. The statistics are there. Those from the at the basic level, the so-called private schools perform. But when they get into senior high school, those from the public school perform better than them. And how many private schools do we have in this country? How many? We have, I've just given the statistics, over 14,000 primary schools, over 8,000 junior high schools. And then when you talk about secondary school, we have about 530 senior high schools. In terms of but why is that at the basic level? They go to private school. Why don't they go to private senior high schools as well? Why?
But no, raise that way. Say
I don't the private school. The education system. No, that one I totally disagree. Totally disagree with you. What they are saying, because in terms of statistics, I totally disagree. What they are saying, so they are complementing. Fine, I totally agree. Say private schools, no, they are complementing the efforts of coming, but without them, this government can make. I mean, education will still progress in this country.
With the urban house, but when I would deal directly with the schools on the ground, private schools, public schools, no one yard.
Oh, they are when you roll out. Private schools, public schools. So many I am afraid. I am afraid. Crowd say my friend they be or private, they be or public. Yeah. So be I
supervision. Now buy soon to an ammonia so the con woman suane and crack out on facilities I would want. Yes, na sukunu womuntumi ensua de enanesa
and some people back home can say education no there's the teacher for part of it na parents no so almost ya part
na no mo so bo say tell bia parents tell bia omunye say ora ni safa be kan ni na madam Elizabeth
then the communities to say chiefs no nyina
aha na ebe ma me ho kwan na me de we say nyame cha de ora anisafa educationist of the can ho and afe ora pokrapa ekasa de ma hweye a wo mo ehwe homasua so ewo oman Ghana mu ena afei Madam Elizabeth Odrumensa Director of Education Edema La Enquantana Madina Municipal Assembly and Municipality Edia Mejiso ene nana ya fianko ene wie hyiamene amanyofo no miensa ede kopim se no num bebonemum Anopa no nsia cha no pa no nsia ne papepepe na massage makonya mede ofa etoaso enso ebrew